Hello everybody, welcome to Friday Night Dungeons & Dragons. I am your host / wizard, DM, GM, JSO. Tonight we're doing a new chapter, Chapter 5 of our Lucent Odyssey campaign. This is our open-ended hex crawl, Oregon Trail style adventure. Who else is joining me on this fine Friday evening besides Amanda, who will be out tonight, who typically plays Opie?
Hey everyone, it's Luke. Forgive the echo, I'm in an empty room. And tonight I'm playing, as always, Lincoln, who is a giant sentient pile of bones that is also a Fey Wanderer Ranger.
What's up, guys? My name's Kevin, and I am playing, as always, Time. Oh.
What's up, everybody? It's Slim, and I'll be playing your good old friend, Uncle Jimmy. He's a, bugbear rogue.
Hey, Kyle, I'm playing, Professor Bark. He's the Dean of Natural Sciences, Professor of Alchemy and Entomology at Ravis Eternal.
Neat.
Hey everybody, I'm Nick. I'm Play Forte. He's a dwarven engineer. He is here to help the wagon after it has nearly been burned by a giant construct of evil.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we'll have to check on a wagon stuff. Although I think you guys did a couple repairs to it. But yeah, thank you all so much. Again, Amanda going to be out this session. Unfortunately, she wasn't feeling great. But she should be joining us hopefully next time. A couple quick upfront announcements before we dive into our game. These will be quick, as I said in the past couple sessions. Been trying to drill through those so you get more D&D and we can play more. Really quickly, next week we are finally, I'm pretty sure it's confirmed with everyone here in the group, we're finally moving over to the 8 p.m. time slot for when we start. So from here on out, our D&D Friday night sessions will be starting a little bit earlier. That will probably be a big positive for, I think, not only our group here, but also those of you who are trying to watch, especially people who may be across the pond, who, trying to come in at this hour for you all is probably in the middle of the evening. So 8 p.m. starting time from here on out. We'll be running from 8 till 11. So I think that's going to be very beneficial to us all. So make sure and keep that in mind when you come to join us for session 6. We are going to start a new slew of giveaway codes all next month. And that's going to be for some Roll20 digital content. I will reveal that on the Twitter starting earlier this week, upcoming week. So make sure and check that out. We use the Twitch channel points here. You can interact using those Twitch channel points as well as stream stickers. You can buy +1s to people's rolls. You give someone the random elated or forlorn condition. And then we had a community challenge that was met, but we were waiting to get to the session to discuss the rewards for what happened with that, and then introduce a new one. So first off, everyone, thank you for donating towards the Golden Gleedlekin Encounter reward. That has been met, and so before we dive into D&D proper tonight, the party is going to have an opportunity to find those. I guess we'll weave into the narrative. But we started a new one. It is going to be the supply drop number 2. Similar to the first one that we had, 50,000 points is what it's going to take to match it. The party will get 10 random items that they can use to be able to, either pilfer off for gold, or they may hold on to so that they can use it for whatever they may find advantageous. So make sure and donate to that. You'll see it up at the top of the chat here and probably down at the bottom. Make sure and see how many points you have at the bottom left of the chat and whatever else you want to donate your points to. Boosted points for those who follow the channel, and you get a multiplier if you're a subscriber, so check that out. I have a bunch of homebrew rules. You may ask, because this is more of a mechanical campaign, you may say, hey, what are the rules for, carrying stuff, through this part of the world map? Or, hey, what's on your wagon right now? You're going to find a lot of those things are exclamation mark commands here in the Twitch chat, and if you will take a look over that floating log that keeps changing on the side of the screen, you'll notice that on both screens that we use. That's going to tell you a lot about it. So I'm going to be relatively quiet in terms of sharing that stuff in the chat. Just keep an eye out for that. If you're curious, you'll be able to use those commands in Twitch to learn some stuff. And as always, if I do not respond to your Twitch chat messages, whether you are chatting directly to me or someone comes in or raids or followers or something like that, I apologize. I'm just trying to focus on the D&D game, but I do really appreciate all of your support. It means a lot. Catchy cantrips, I can at least say this since we haven't fully dived in yet. Thank you so much for the raid. How are you all doing? Happy to have you. We're about to dive into our open-ended Oregon Trail style D&D adventure. We just finished up the last bit of our announcements. We had JammerCon last Saturday. It was super fun. Kevin and Kyle and Slim joined me for a fun Pinocchio-esque Spelljammer episode with a little auto gnome boy trying to become a real flesh and blood gnome. So if you missed that, make sure to go check out my links. You can go over to the YouTube. It's been uploaded over there and take a look at that. I also DM different D&D games if you want to join, so make sure and go check out the startplaying.games page. Thank you so much for the follow, Grotto. As I said, I may not respond to everything depending on how you support the channel, but thank you so much either way. We're going to dive into some D&D now. So let me go ahead. I'm going to roll the intro, and then we'll talk about whatever unfortunate poor soul is going to have to give the recap since we skipped last week. When you skip 1 week of D&D, it's like you never played the game before. It feels like you haven't played in a year. So let me roll the intro. We'll divvy out inspiration cards and then talk about who is the poor bastard that has to tell us what happened from 2 weeks back. So hang on just a second, everybody. Alright, we are back here. Let's see. Everyone has some inspiration card stuff. And how did we do for the recaps?
Oh, I did not.
It's looking like Forte may be the unfortunate one.
He's not looking very good on the recap.
Forte, would you please, for those of you who either missed last session or have no idea what's happening in this campaign, please, Forte, tell us what happened last time on Lucent Odyssey.
The last time we were on the trail, we decided that we were going to travel along the path a little bit, and we were going north. I'm looking on the map here, and the map says we were trying to go somewhere near the from the Reek Ranch up to the the big stones that are out there. We're not really sure what they are called because I do not have it written down. But we did encounter quite a few oddities on the way. We had a big encounter with the flying manta rays, as seen on the JammerCon t-shirt. Please go to God Mode Shop and buy.
Sure.
My friend Tainar, he was become a cow, but then it was okay because he was bitten, but then he was saved because we were good and we set up the traps with many tiki torches and lots of fire. Randall gave us a gold and a stench cow draft token, so now we can have a smelly cow lead us to victory on the path. We were going down the road and we found the evil druid ritual is very bad. It's a big construct. It's made of fire. It has souls inside. It was very bad, burning everything. And there were little waxmen and they exploded everywhere and hurt us a lot. My friends, they were grabbed and they were stuffed inside and it was turned into oven or a forge even, how you say. But It was not good, and we almost lost everybody, but we survived. Lankin almost died, but was saved, and Bark almost died twice, but he's saved as well. And now we are exhausted because we did so much work, but now Harmonic Flux is good to go 100, so we are able to venture on and forth and be strong.
Yeah, the party ran into a pretty harrowing encounter with a creature known as the Wicker Man, but were, despite against all odds, able to take the creature down. And in doing so, saw that the area around them that had been pervaded by a seeming nonstop flow of kind of tumultuous smoke rising in the air and nearby fires seemed to lifted. Each of them felt almost as if a portion of the nearby area, the aura, the depressing atmosphere was lifted. This dangerous foe having been felled. Before we dive too deeply, though, really quickly, we did meet the Golden Gleedlekin encounter reward, and because of that, I'm going to ask for, let me see here. One of you give me actually we'll say there are 3 Golden Gleedlekin that each of you spy, because I think what happened was each of you moved 5 spaces, which is the amount that you can travel within a standard day at your typical pace. So after the fight with the Wicker Man, those of you are a little bit kind of like hurt and probably could use some replenishment of your spell slots. There was a lot of people using some spell slots, so you guys were hunkering down for the evening. Before you do, though, you notice, because that community challenge was met, before the rest of the gang up above, this swimmering, glimmering aurora of the Golden Gleedlekin that creates the 12 hours of light time above, 3 descend and land nearby, giving each of you an opportunity to catch one. I would ask for whoever wants to make an attempt, please give me a survival, animal handling, or a sleight of actually hang on, a stealth, a animal handling, and I think that's probably it, unless you guys can convince me otherwise. I'll take survival.
I have a +6 on animal handling, so I'll take 1 probably.
Sure.
+5 on survival.
I got a +7 on survival.
Oh, +7. Oh.
I'm
You guys
man.
want to put the phone?
Take go.
So we all roll, Jason?
We have
Three people can roll, because there are
So one
3
more.
to nab here.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank goodness for Bark and Jim.
I
Okay.
burn that inspiration card again.
Tyne, you try to approach one using animal handling, trying to just coax it and keep it calm as you come near. But it notices now as as the rest of the group above begins to slowly shift and fly into the distance, that it kind of picks up pace and darts out of the way before you can nab it, leaving. And you're unfortunately unable to grab one. Uncle Jimmy, using your survival, though, you're able to net one yourself. And Professor Bark, you easily, using, what check was that?
That would be a, animal handling.
Animal handling? Okay, you as well are able to nab yourselves one. This was a community challenge, meaning that these are going to be 2 you have not had before. You only had the Reclusa so far, but these are going to be 2 new ones. So both you, Uncle Jimmy, as well as you, Professor Bark, please give me a D12 roll to see which new Gleedlekin you catch.
Hear the Zelda music playing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those golden Skulltulas, dude.
Yeah, there
That's
you go.
a 3 and a 12.
All right, I need to open up my DM document for this. Hang on just a second. Let's get this thing pulled up here.
I got a red roach.
I got a rock.
I got
Let's
a
see
rock.
here.
You got your +1, right, Nick?
Yeah, I got it, thank you.
Players, this one should be for me. All right. So what were the numbers again? Sorry.
Thank you.
12 and 3.
12 and 3. Okay, thank you. Let's take a look here.
Sit in a book.
Thank you, Witch and Smith, for the follow, by the way. 3, okay. You find an interesting looking one that you haven't seen before. And 12, you similarly find an interesting one you have not before. You can try to make some type of check to identify these on your own. However, you equally know that they can probably be brought to the Scuttle Shrine that exists somewhere. There is a house for the Scuttle Shrine in each area that can probably be brought to have them investigate and identify them there themselves if you are unable to be successful in those checks. Do you all want to try and identify these?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a nature check. I know a couple Varaxinators.
All right.
What's your bonus?
I can-
5.
I'll give you advantage on it.
I was gonna say I could also either way. Also, Jason, I need another inspiration from Loaf.
Oh, good job, Loaf.
Thank you, man.
What shape is the thorax, Uncle Jimmy? Is it an hourglass or more of a oval shape?
Yeah, I knew this guy named Carl. He was an expert Varaxinator. He knows how to get rid of bugs pretty fast, man. That's a 24 nature.
Okay, with that, you take a second to inspect this critter. You yourself, Uncle Jimmy, you're like, you've been brought here to grab some various parts from various creatures and stuff like that, so you may have a little know-how in some of the things that you've seen before. Thus, as you come across this particular critter, the one you caught, you're able to identify this species of golden gleedokin as the Dondak. It gives you resistance to any diseases any of you may catch if it is kept slotted into the harmonic emitter within your wagon.
Yeah, no dysentery, none of that.
Bug pretty.
What
Don't
did
even
the...
know. I don't even know, Terry.
Bug. Hey, who's wearing a wire?
Sure.
What was the original Gleedokin we got?
It was.
The
We have advantage
recluse.
on.
The recluse was the first one.
We have advantage on animal handling.
Did you guys want to make a check
criminals.
on the other one?
Oh, which I should have done that for Can I roll again for the catching the Gleedokin? We were supposed to have advantage.
It's handling the draft animal for
Oh,
the
never
recluse.
mind.
Yeah, not all animal. Animal
That's what I
handling.
said.
Would you like to look at this one, my old
Well,
friend?
Pretty.
Not that I've known you very long. You just seem very old.
Oh. Let's see. Would a medicine work, Jason?
It'd probably be a little tougher to do with the medicine, but yeah, I'd take it.
Well, I guess I can. What animal handling help still? Or no, just probably
I
nature.
think nature, survival, those would probably be the most apt ones to use. History, maybe.
I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of that inspiration card Loaf just gave me. Give me a +2 to any skill check,
Okay.
and I will go ahead and roll that nature.
Nature, I'll give you advantage.
Magic eating ferrets, yeah, that's everywhere.
Jesus, +2, 12. What the fuck?
No idea,
I'm
unfortunately.
if I pump another +1 into it, would that help?
Keep your +1. You have no idea.
Okay. God damn it.
These are somewhat difficult to identify. But you know that somewhere there exists a Scuttle Shrine that you can find to identify these if you are unable to understand what they are.
It really was only the one shot we were rolling like all the 20s.
Yeah.
How
Pretty
many
much.
how many slots do we have on the cart open that we can put these bugs in?
You only had one bug caught and slotted in previously, leaving 2 open slots for you currently.
Nice.
Oh, you just throw both of them in
Yeah.
for now.
You instantly die the next time you go to sleep. The Death's Head Gleedokin.
Keep in mind, these effects given to you from the harmonic emitter within your wagon are only effective as long as you are within a 30-foot range of the wagon itself. So it's not like you could leave the wagon to go explore a temple and somehow have these benefits, 100 feet away from the thing.
Lincoln, have the stank cow stop screaming.
We don't have a stink cow right now. It's still the orc.
He hears them from so far away.
Okay, with that, you had each reached your limit for the day, unless you wanted to press forward and potentially gain some of the effects of potential exhaustion. Though you know that if you were to sleep afterwards, it may not be that bad. But the choice is up to you. You are all kind of brushing off traveling for a couple more hours after defeating the Wicker Man and deciding maybe where to go to next. On your map, technically, the spot that is southwest of the wagon, you've actually explored that. So you went to this space, you went to this space, and then now you're here. So you can put a little check mark on there so you know. There you go.
Yeah.
Jason, I believe we already pushed one because I have an exhaustion on me and I have no other way that I would have gotten exhaustion.
I have an exhaustion as well.
Well, let's sleep then. Sleep.
Sure.
So I was gonna say I don't know if we want to push it again.
We had the encounter and we pushed until we hit one exhaustion.
All right. With that said, then everyone begins to post up for the night, knowing that within about an hour, blight time is going to come. My question for you all is, how do you set up for the evening? What are you all sleeping in?
Tyne sleeps on the ground like he always does.
I think we have tents and stuff all figured.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyone
well,
not sleeping in a tent is my question.
I'm not sleeping in a tent.
Uncle Jimmy's gonna be up in a tree per usual. He's gonna be up 1 hour, and after everybody, just to help with watch, and then go to bed.
We're not on a trail anymore, right?
Not on the trail anymore. No, you are just sort of running the wilds here of this area, this region.
All right. I put my gross bone doll in front of whatever tent Opie's in, and tell it if anything other than Opie or the other person in the tent goes inside to scream. And Lincoln will just like stand like on top of the wagon, and I imagine that's within the radius of the fire, and just stoke the fire whenever it starts to go out.
Yeah.
All right, I like that.
I would be within at least range of the glow of the fire as well. So like I'm not in a tent, but I'm not in the darkness.
I will say, because Lincoln is probably one who can stay up probably the most without needing, a large amount of sleep or at least like downtime. I think it's pretty safe to say, instead of just trying to come up with an arbitrary number of like wood that you're going to use to like grab from your wagon and throw into the fire to keep it lit during the evening, Lincoln, we can just say that you occasionally, like with most of your uptime during the night as you're just watching over, can probably just go grab some wood from the forest. So like you just keep it naturally lit, not having to dig into the supplies. With that said, however, please everyone, as the rest of the hours count down, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution.
Oh, plus one that for 14.
Yeah, same +1 for Uncle Jimmy. Make it a 13.
I don't have beyond 20 on this browser. You'll have to believe me, it's an 18.
I actually see it in D&D Beyond. It actually listed. It actually listed, yeah.
That's awesome.
There's a game log on the far right.
Yeah, but it doesn't always log everything.
He's got black dice with red numbers. I see it.
I see it.
16 plus 2.
I've just noticed sometimes it doesn't seem to log everything.
Okay, everything's looking good so far. What were we? Sorry, I'm doing 1,000 things in the background at once. Lincoln, what did you roll? Do you know?
18.
18. Okay, yeah. Everyone, this is not nearly as soft as being on a bed, somewhere in a city or something like that, or a town. You are sort of roughing it here out in the wilds, but a lot of you are accustomed to it. So the night goes along. Whether you're sleeping within a tent or maybe kind of keeping an eye or ear out for trouble, most things happen relatively uneventfully as time draws on. As the Gleedle spread out, this swaying aurora of these golden glowing beetles that kind of give off a twilight during the light time hours, they give way to this large, massive wall at night that begins to pour in. And let me switch the music here. There we go. The large wave pours in. Lincoln's still keeping an eye over the fire nearby, though, as everyone has set their tents sort of in the circumference of the fire here, is still within the light, so you do not take any damage or you're not awoken or anything like that. Time is going to pass. I'm going to choose. We're going to have, first off, 8 hours pass. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's going to be 2 ticks. So that's going to be, if you don't mind, Kyle, 2 ticks down on the harmonic flux. And this isn't the end of your rest, though some of you are probably beginning to wake at this point and pull yourselves together. I'm going to make a roll here as everyone's beginning to wake up. You still need to spend a couple more hours kind of just relaxing before you continue to head on. Those of you who had suffered from a point of exhaustion, wake up, you know, as well rested as you can be, sleeping out in the middle of nowhere, kind of pulling yourselves up and feeling a little bit better. And then I need to make a roll here. Hang on just a second.
So we got our full rest, Jason?
Yeah, full 8-hour rest, absolutely.
Long rest.
And then an event happens after 8 hours. But let's see what that is.
The death said Glielkin comes.
The last enemy you fought respawns at your camp.
Oh, Jesus.
No way.
No
No
Why
way.
do you do that?
No,
The
no.
event is called Next Time Send 2.
This is the Hydra event.
Everyone's beginning to wake
Dante
up.
must die mode.
Your exhaustion healed. Everyone looks around. No special event. Things are uneventful as you wake. The rest of the hours pass by to give the full 24 hours before you can traverse again. Is there anything you'd like to do before the clock ticks up 1, 2, 3, 4 more hours before you can continue to set off on your travels?
We probably need to eat and possibly forage, depending on how our stores look.
Yeah. I'll either check the card out and try to mend it a little bit before we get going again,
yeah.
or if
would like to do
somebody needs anything reforged. I don't have anything written down that we salvaged from the Wicker Man, but
Did you make those hunting traps ever?
I don't think I made the hunting traps yet.
I think we were saving the chainmail to make the hunting traps.
I do have an extra chainmail in my inventory. Okay.
We can probably take a second if we need to.
Takes me an hour to forge something with my channel divinity. I get it once per day. So
Who needs arrows?
I think I'm good at the moment. If you want to make something, if you have anything else to make, I think I got like 35 bolts.
I'll make you 5 more because OP's not here, and this I know no one else uses arrows.
Thank you. Do you want me to go hunt for some food? Just forage for some stuff for the
I
day?
don't think we really need anything. We've got 17 pounds of meat.
Yeah, we got a lot.
We have berries, nutmeg, and milk.
We got a ton of milk. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, from all the stink cows.
Delicious stink milk.
Yep.
Since Professor Barker's here, I'll show you how to make stink milk work. Everyone sit down. We're having milk for lunch, breakfast, and dinner.
Where'd you guys get the stink milk from? Hang on, where's the stink milk from?
I don't know.
Wait, he gave us stink milk. The rancher.
Oh, did he?
Gave us milk. Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember that, but okay.
it's like 4 gallons of it. It's 32 pounds.
Yeah, because he said, thanks for everything. Here's like, the reward. And he's like, since you guys did so much and you were able to, here's some
milk.
a little extra. He's like, I don't have much. Just gives him a bunch of cow milk.
Last session was all a fever dream to me. Okay. A bunch of really weird tasting milk is in the wagon as well, apparently.
This milk tastes like cottage cheese.
Oh, God.
Homelander gifts were all in the chat. I remember that.
Oh, no.
At the end of this 4 hours, Kyle, that's when you can mark down, the food and water resources from anybody.
Tyne would have taken time to mend the cart. Yeah.
You're mending the cart. Is anybody else mending the cart? Mending the cart will take 1 hour of work.
I'll help him with it. I mean, I need something else to do.
Do you have the mending
milk.
spell?
I am not.
We have wood. We have like 50 pounds of wood.
Do you want to just use
Yes, Kyle.
wood and try to mend the cart?
Sure.
Okay, to do that, you need to be, let's see here. Repairing the damaged wagon can be done through the various uses of toolkits depending on the severity and location of the damage. In most cases, woodworking, tinker, carpenter tools, or the mending spell can be used. If a vehicle is taking damage, a creature can spend 1 hour or more trying to patch the hole or replace damaged parts. The vehicle must be stationary, blah, 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 blah. Every 1 pound of wood or metal is 1 hit point recovered. After 1 hour of repair work, the creature makes a DC tool check equaling the armor class of the vehicle, picking a relevant skill to use and gains advantage on the check if they're proficient with the tools used to make the repairs. If you succeed, the vehicle regains hit points equal to the spare parts used to a max of 10 pounds per character in conjunction with woodworking, tinker, or carpenter's tools. So which one of those tools are you using first off?
I'm proficient in cartographer, disguise kit, but I'm proficient in using land vehicles. Would you count that as just a regular plain old roll with a proficiency check?
I would take a regular plain old roll then, yes.
What skill, or just roll a d20?
I would ask you to pick the relevant skill, and how many pounds of wood up to 10 are you using?
I would probably use 5, and survival? Would that be an okay skill?
Sure. And then Kevin, you're using mending. That's an automatic success. After 1 hour work, just give me a d4 roll. That is how many hit points will be regained from mending.
It's a
16. That is a pass. And then Tyne, that's a pass. Both you spend an hour just sort of going across the vehicle, mending it up. And as you finish your work, kind of replacing some of the wood that was burned from the Wicker Man encounter, kind of tearing them off, replacing them. Tyne going along and just running his hands across the areas that were burned and maybe peeled off from the fire damage and just the general damage that the cart has taken over the past couple days of travel. Both of you sort of like slap your hands together and take a step back. The wagon looks like it is in pretty exceptional condition currently.
Nice.
Awesome.
And then, mark 5 pieces of wood off in the resource tracker if you would, Kyle. Welcome to hell!
I love it.
It's not
It's
so It's not so bad. Wow, you boys are pretty good with that wood.
Tyne runs his hand down his walking staff.
Oh,
That's all he does. He doesn't say anything. He just does that.
Let's keep going.
All right.
We still need to find the stone garden. This is Luke talking, obviously.
Yeah.
Not Lincoln. We still need to find the stone garden. We got a couple of hexes left that are like, Venn diagrams of where Druid shit may have happened and where we thought the stone garden was. So I say we just go straight ahead here and then
Yeah. I agree. Let's
Well
finish off the
reasoned.
small circle, I would think, at least.
So,
I think we should head directly west from here. The thought just occurred to me from nothing.
Yes.
Real quick on the hunting traps. The chainmail in my inventory says it's worth 75 gold. Hunting traps are 5 gold apiece. Do we want 15 hunting traps, or Does anybody else need anything?
15 hunting traps.
15 hunting traps. You got it.
That's enough to be ridiculous. Like, I'm in the 15 hunting traps. If it was 8, like, we'd be selling something. 15.
So
You now have 15 hunting traps.
well,
Sick.
I'm okay. You just make those. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's his channel divinity. He's a forge cleric.
I
You just
turn
do
my steel door of a shield and some magic into a forge.
How many hours
Melt-
does that
melt-
take?
1 hour ritual.
Oh my gosh, yo.
Awesome.
Yeah, forge clerics fucking rule, man.
It's awesome.
I present Lankin with new toys.
Yes, good. Oh, is Lincoln just carrying the traps? Is that Lincoln's
They could
thing?
just
That's
dangle off of you
awesome.
menacingly.
You got the silent
Lincoln,
bells on one side, so
Lincoln, this is to find more meat that you like.
good.
He's walking around rattling bones and clanging chains
No.
from these traps.
No, when Lincoln moves, it's completely
Oh, yeah.
silent. That's why he's trained in stealth. He's got creepy face silence going on. But yeah, I will add 15 hunting traps to my inventory.
So, to let everyone know, you pass an additional 4 hours, bringing you to 11 blight time. So it is still completely this pervasive, pitch magical dark out. You are welcome to try to travel from here without waiting an hour, but you need to make a check not to get lost. Otherwise, you can just wait an hour as light time comes along at the 12 o'clock time, and then continue to push from there. It's up to you all.
I think we traveled in the darkness before, so I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's up
do it
it's up to
again.
you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely up to you.
I think we can do it. I'm okay with it. Obviously, Tyne will have his fire up, so we're always lit.
And then
Just for
since
my
we're at
producer playing.
11, mark one more off the harmonic flux, Kyle, just to try and help you keep track of that.
Yeah.
10-foot radius.
So with all of that said, you all wanted to travel to this middle one here, this one to the west, I should say.
Yeah.
Begin to head that way. I need someone to please give me who is are we assuming that it is Uncle Jimmy who's kind of the navigator here?
I think so. I think he's our navigator.
I think,
Okay.
yeah.
The ship.
Then Uncle Jimmy, please give me a survival check.
That's a 16.
All right. Even in the pervasive darkness, with one of you probably still holding out a torch or something similar to keep yourselves in the light, you're able to push on. As you do, beginning to head towards this hex here in the center. In between the 6 miles it takes from one hex to the other, you all watch as the light outside begins to shift. The waning wave of this dark black pervasive just void that surrounds you begins to give way as up ahead you begin to see these glittering motes shining through the darkness, as you see now the waves of the Gleedlekin beginning to swim and shift around in the sky again as daytime begins to kick up once again. So let's do
Nice.
this here, and then
You
let's
have
do
returned
this
to us
here.
again.
And
It's a
you
beautiful-
push 2 hours ahead, so that's going to take us to 1 light time. Whoops, not that time.
It's
that's
naked.
Not that time. There we go. And let me do this really quickly. Bam. Each of you, as you continue to travel along, up ahead, you can now see the roaming hilltops. There's a little bit of elevation throughout this area, and similar to how the map sort of crudely illustrates it for you, you can now see covered all around. Actually, it's not crudely. The map is relatively well illustrated. But as it represents the area, you see the roaming hilltops and areas here all have this look that they were raised by some type of fire that you can see all around. And as you continue to head forward, though you don't necessarily see any fires or anything like that, the sky still a little bit smoky, a mixture of some of the smoke and stuff, but largely free of most of that. You just sort of see most of the stars above as the Gleedlekin begin to kind of swim and sway in their beautiful pattern that they do, giving the twilight all around you so you can see again during light time. As you continue to push forward, up ahead, you see what looks like a collection of small windmills and a number of what look like people that have gathered together as you begin to pull up to this place. As you reach a place known as the Immolated Hilltop.
That sounds ominous.
You can see that there are two hooded figures here. They wear, just like hoods and robes, they wear paraphernalia that kind of gives you the idea that maybe they're sort of like forest folk or have something to do with the forest. Their hoods and robes are a mixture of greens that look like the very sort of crude look of like leaves mixed in with what look like reds. Maybe leaves as well, but maybe sort of some type of flames or illustration of such that's woven into the fabric of their robes and stuff like that. A couple of them see you beginning to pull up and point as one of them begins to sort of head down the hill, not somewhat briskly, not like running to you, but just sort of like seeing and noticing and kind of trotting down the hill rather quickly. They kind of grab at their hood and pull it back. You can see they have two pointy elf ears as they throw up a hand towards you and say, "Halt! State your business, please."
We are explorers. We are looking for the rock garden. Damn it! Where are my notes? I lost my notes.
Stone Gardens.
Stone Gardens.
You notice that this male elf sort of like looks back behind to some of the others in robes and stuff, and you kind of see there's a couple buildings mixed in between these sort of large, tall windmills that surround the area. There's like 3 or 4 of them. Each of them what look like they've been hit by a firestorm. You know, the individual sort of like swing actual wings of the windmills are sort of like dilapidated and look like they've been severely burned. He turns back to you all and says, "I'm sorry, friends. I do not have time to deal with you all. I would suggest, despite you hoping to travel through this area, that you leave quickly. There is a large danger, a creature that roams this place. I would ask that you leave immediately."
Oh my, is that what damaged your windmill?
You have likely noticed the damage throughout for several miles. A blight on this area.
What was it, perchance?
Just milking it. You're just milking it.
I want to make sure that we didn't kill something it summoned.
Yeah, good point.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm a professor. I don't persuade, you just eat my words after I take your check. D20 plus one of my plus ones.
Oh!
Oh, nice.
I told you, you just eat my words after I take your paycheck.
Talk about the American education system, am I right?
Kyle, you got a +1
Woo!
from
Thank you.
Chad. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Pamela Knight.
You watch as the elf, who's like, you know, I mean, it's hard to tell with elves because they can live for so long, but he looks, you know, somewhat young, relatively young. It's difficult to really say, as he takes a second to look at each of you and says, "Well, A creature by our own doing, but
My.
cursed by the darkness of this land. If you are seeking information, I suppose we could help you, but in return I was hoping that you could perhaps provide some things for our people here, if that is a possibility.
Are you saying that you had some sort of corrupted protector break free of your control?
Yes, I
A
and my...
creature about yay tall, and he reaches up as far as he can, and then starts describing it, the Wicker Man.
He, like, listens to you as you describe it, and eventually says...
No, not that one.
You
That's the baby.
know of this creature. Have you encountered this thing before?
We have, and we, how many of us are there? 6 of us? When we 6 fell the beast.
Blame it.
We could not sit idly by as it besmirched the beauty of nature.
It almost killed us.
It did kill me twice.
He looks at you almost with a bit of a confused look, as he is still a little pensive, standing, a good 20 or so feet ahead of you, in between you and the hilltop, Immolated Hilltop, and says, "What do you mean, slain it?"
I mean, we laid it low, with power and might.
No creature or peoples I know could ever stand up to such a thing. I ask for proof that you've done this.
What else did we grab from it?
It was just ash. I just grabbed a handful of ash. I mean, I pull it out of a bag and just kind of like run it through my hands.
Surely you can use your magical means to determine that was from the creature that we speak of.
Nice old shot.
He like looks over at you, Uncle Jimmy, and kind of like runs a hand to kind of like say, "Yes, allow me to take a look at some of this."
I got you.
Right in his face.
Do you hand it over, Uncle Jimmy?
Yeah, I took just for proof of killing it. I grabbed just a handful of it, so I just give him a little bit.
He like holds it in his hand, sifts through it with a finger or two, kind of brings it up to his nose and sniffs a little bit. This creature has been a bane on my druidic order for some time. For you to say you not only encountered this creature but slain it, and come to tell the tales alive, you will have to forgive me for being a little on the rails in terms of believing your stories. Likely you may have encountered this creature, but certainly you all have to have run from it. This ash you have here, perhaps it is from the being, but I cannot know for sure. You hear coming from behind a voice, "Uriel, stand back!" And you see coming down the hilltop now another what looks like person of whatever this druidic order is, in same robe and hood. This one looking similar to an elf, but much more wizened. He has a long kind of grayish beard and certainly has some years on the kind of younger one up front as he steps down and looks to each of you as he kind of uses a walking stick coming down. He steps up to each of you and takes a second to kind of like poke you a little bit with his stick, and then steps back over and says, "Uriel, look at the skies. They are finally clear, and have we seen a bit of flame in the past day or so? Nay." He grips with 2 fingers a little pinch of the ash from this other elf Uriel's hand and runs his tongue on it. "You are strangers. Come to the Immolated Hilltop. But I must say, even though we have not met, you have already provided a large boon for us. It is true Uriel. They have slain our accursed beast. Uriel looks at this older figure. His eyes widen as he looks back. Oh my gosh. You really put an end to the Wicker Man.
Yes, it is dead.
That the old man that comes up, I hand him a little bit of the tobacco, a little peace offering, yeah.
He takes it sort of like, like a foreigner takes like a souvenir from an American or something. It's like, I appreciate it, he says, as he kind of takes it and says, I am Rodheen, leader of the Druid of the Flare. Please, come with me. I have some things to show you, he says, as he begins to sort of run a hand, turning around with cane in hand, gripping the tobacco on the other, as he and Uriel begin to head up the hill, asking you to follow them.
Lincoln follows. Doesn't wait for the rest of the group. Lincoln follows.
Sure.
What is this place? For my notes, I can start that now. What is it called? Is this the Stone Gardens? I have so many questions. My curiosity is getting the best of me.
One at a time. This is the Immolated Hilltop, Rodheen says.
What a strange name.
A place where my order, the Druid of the Flare, gathered. He leads you into sort of like the epicenter between the various windmills here. You can see now there's a number of small hovels that make up homes here. You can actually see quite a few numbers of the other members of this druidic order, as well as what look like a couple of other races. A lot of them like tending to one another. You actually see a couple of families. A lot of them sitting outside, their mouths open. All of the vegetation around here, everything around just looks completely raised. If it's not completely burnt down to the dirt of the ground, then it is, just covered and wilting and blackness and completely dead. The vegetative state around here is gone. You see water nowhere, especially, as Rodheen leads you up and says, please, you can leave your wagon here. If you would come inside, this is where my people gather, as he opens up one of the nearby doors to a small home and leads you inside.
I put the doll on the driver's seat of the wagon and say, if anybody but us tries to take the wagon or our Orok, scream.
He turns and says, Uriel, keep an eye out, along with the alarm system these people have set up. Uriel just sort of does a quick bow and stays outside as Rodheen leads you all inside. In here you can see what looks like a number of kind of softer straw and stuff strewn about. Some of it singed, but relatively not burned. Probably the only things that you see around here not burned. There's like a stone table in the center of this room, a circular stone table that you can all kind of sit around as Rodheen kind of steps over and kind of crawls onto the hay and sits down, asking you all to sit along with him so he can speak to you.
So of course.
He says, I am hopeful that the troubles that the Wicker Man gave you was not to the extent of putting any of you in a deadly situation that you cannot escape from. I would like to hope that all of you standing here now are indeed the ones who faced the Wicker Man and felled him successfully.
That is us.
Very good. I must apologize. Me and my druidic order, we were attempting to balance the equilibrium here of the passage. You see, no doubt you are aware that every 12 hours there is quite the shift from what appears to be a luminous daytime provided from the Gleedokin above, with that damned darkness that pervades every corner of the passage for 12 hours at night. My Druid of the Flares and I, we were trying to attempt a ritual that would create a creature of radiant light that could be a beacon to hopefully keep the darkness at bay. We had been putting it together for some time. We had done everything right. But at the very hour of the ritual's completion, just as the blight began to pour into our area here at the raised fields, the darkness seemed to coalesce, pulled inside of the Wicker Man construct we had created out of straw and wood and pieces thereof. There seemed to be a number of spirits, dark, evil, that inhabited the creature, animated it, opposed to our will to control it ourselves, and the creature, what was meant to be a beacon of light and hope for not only our Druid order here, but the people here of Yorvale, became a monster that we could not stop. It nearly destroyed what was left of our settlement. Those of us who are gathered here are what remain, and we tried to put together scouting parties to keep an eye for the creature, hoping that we could find the muscle or power, someone similar to yourselves that could put an end to the creature.
Does this pass the sniff test, Jason? Are they like looking pretty ragged and like their shit's kind of fucked up because this creature got
I mean,
out?
you can make a check, but you've certainly seen like burnt clothing and like everything looks dead and burned around here.
All right.
It's burning.
Rodheen says, what I'm trying to say is, what you've done for us is a huge boon. This news that I will soon share with my peoples is incredible. A turning point for us all. You see, when the Wicker Man was alive, the evil nature of the creature meant that any of the fires that it started that raised the fields here could never be put out. No matter how much water we used, it would light a flame soon after. We ran out of supplies. We still have some food storaged up, but we are in deep need of water. If you have any to spare, it would certainly help us. Beyond that, though, what you've done for us is a huge boon, and you are a blessing to not only myself, but this community. We attempted to do the right thing, but the energies of this passage saw otherwise. I really do appreciate it. Here, he says, and he steps over to a old, kind of half-burnt chest that he pulls out a long key and slips it into the chest and opens the chest up. He pulls out a large bag. This money may be useful to you all. All that I ask is that if you find the time stopping by, you use this coin to perhaps get you some supplies, perhaps some water to bring to us, if you are able to. And he drops the bag on the table, pushing it to each of you. There is 250 gold pieces inside.
Money. Take the money, take the money, take the money.
How very generous of you.
It was a shame to fell a creature of such fine craftsmanship. The likes of its king was familiar to me.
He turns, Raheen kind of looks at you, Lincoln, and studies you and says, "Might I ask, whom crafted you?"
Jimmy covers his ears.
Oh, interesting. Lincoln just says, the false wet nurse.
That is a name that I am unfamiliar with. Are you a natural from this region, or do you hail from somewhere else?
Far away a dark place of moss and rot.
I hope that is not a dark place and in its intentions as well, he says.
Lincoln shakes his head, but doesn't extrapolate. Like he shakes his head no, but doesn't say anything after that.
Well, I know at the very least that our Druid of Flare will not be attempting anything like that effigy we created before. Until there is a full expulsion of the blight, the death energy that pervades our passage, I cannot trust that our Druid magics will work as they should. I ask that you take care of yourselves.
We seek to return the light as well. All of us.
There is some supplies that you could try to gather while you are here. They will take coins so that we can hopefully buy some more water ourselves. So you will need to spend some coin yourselves, but hopefully this bag I gave you should provide you with some. He says, you are asking about this place, the Stone Garden, you said, pointing over at you, Bark.
Indeed.
Yes, a place that we have traveled before here in our communions with nature. It is not far away from here. Do you have some type of instrument that I can mark it on for you?
That would be our traveling folk, Jim. Jim?
He's gonna uncover his ears. He ain't yelling this time? Alright, hey, yeah. I got a map right here.
I got a map right here for you.
Hey, got your map.
Rodheen takes it and sort of like uses his hand. You can kind of see his somewhat elderly hands. He's an old elf, and his hands are kind of scraggly as he kind of takes them with wrinkled knuckles and runs a slightly shaky finger across the map and grabs from the stone table a quill and marks an area on your map as he says, "Here, there is the Stone Gardens."
We appreciate it.
Right
It's
there.
Fucking close.
God damn it.
Well,
Lincoln scream.jpg.
What about you? You guys live out here. You grow stuff. You got any tobacco? Anything like that? Anything Uncle Jake can smoke?
Nothing that we can lend right now. We are just now starting to restart our crop reserves now that you brought the news to me that the dangers of the Wicker Man is gone.
Yes, no problem, man.
Oh, yes. Before you go, please, you said that you're looking to bring light to the region. Are you affiliated with the Helper's Hand here?
We are, right? Like, affiliated?
yeah, we are indeed.
All right, then here, a token from me personally. My gratitude for you helping my people, he says, as he pulls out from under his robe what looks like a token of some type and slides it across the table.
Wicker horse, wicker horse, wicker horse.
You all now have access to the Phytan draft animal.
It's a plant.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
Vulnerable to fire, resistance to bludgeoning and piercing. That's pretty good.
Good thing it wasn't around during the Wicker Man fight.
We can harvest it for wood.
Yeah.
It's a skunk plant.
Oh, this thing's good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that dank plant pulling us.
Love
We
it.
gotta. I want to put this thing up next time we change out our mounts.
Agreed.
yes. We'll have to return to the Helper's Hand Guild, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Rodheen turns and says, "So, was there any other information that I could help provide for the service that you I suppose, unknowingly helped us with before coming here.
You, and not to, pick at you or anything, you guys hunt around here? You eat meat, just plants? What are you into? What do you do?
We hunt when needs be, a resource that we have resorted to with what has happened recently with our crop growth from the Wicker Man's fires. But now that it has been failed, the greenery around here will come back, especially with the supplementation of our magic. We are largely herbivores.
Yeah, you give me a minute. I'm gonna try to, like, huddle up with, the group. I know we got a bunch of extra, stuff in the wagon. You wanna give them, like, what, gallon of milk, some water, something, you wanna...
Yeah.
Water, right?
I can cast Create or Destroy Water, and also we have a ton of nutmeg. Can we get them like a little bit of nutmeg as like plant starters?
I feel like
Making them a pie?
what? Yeah, it's a spice. It's not something that'll sustain you.
Eh. A for effort.
I feel like that's giving them napkins when they need food.
Okay.
There you go. Once you find some food, you can use this.
Here.
How many
human,
first and
all
second
the
level?
human you can eat.
Humans and nutmeg is very good.
I mean, how many? Well, they could smoke it and pass out, but how many first and second level spell slots can we spare to give them water? Because I can give them tons of gallons.
Are you
What's
asking
your,
God or?
Yeah, what's your, how many do you have total?
I've got 3 second level, 4 first level. It's 10 gallons for a first level a cell slot, and 20 gallons for a second level slot.
How many people are in your village, Rodam?
Rodheen says we run at about 30 to 40. If you are willing to help us with supplies, we would take... We only need water, truly, and we will take it in packets of 10 gallons each.
Well, here, we have 40 gallons to spare in the cart, and we can get Forte to catch us up as we need.
Makes sense.
Generous, yeah.
Gladly take 40, yes, he says.
Give him some of the milk.
We don't know. I'm not going to complicate this. Water. There's no water.
Please speak with Uriel outside. Tell him that you come bearing water. He will help you to extract it from your supplies on the wagon. I truly do appreciate this.
If only there was something else we could do, like give you milk or something, but I can't think of it, so...
He shakes his head. You have done enough by stopping that terrible creature.
Oh, there was one more thing.
Yes.
We heard tales of an abandoned village, Lucia. Is that something you know anything about?
I am not familiar with any of that, no.
We heard that it is somewhere near the Slumbering Lagoon.
Perhaps. It would be smart, as I have heard the lagoon is plentiful in fish. But I would not know the location of it myself.
Very well, friend. Thanks. We outie 5,000.
Very well, he says, and he comes up to shake each of your hands and says, I really do appreciate it. You are welcome here. Do not forget we have some supplies if you need to gather them. Otherwise, whenever you need to stop by, we are always willing to take 10 gallons of water, and we will be happy for it, he says.
The 10 gallons of water is like a different font color, so you make sure.
Yeah, you click on that. Yeah, it's a tooltip. As you all finish with Rodheen and step outside, you speak with Uriel. You said you're sparing 40 gallons of water?
Yeah, we got a whole barrel we can give him.
As
Not the barrel, but of water.
As you spare 40 gallons of water, that is 4 10-gallon amounts, the
That's
harmonic flux goes up by 4 points.
That's good, right? We want that.
Yeah, boy. I think
I
that
want to
brings
keep
us
it as high as possible.
99 of 100.
Ooh. So, beeline it to the stone garden.
Oh, did we want to pick up any supplies from these? What kind of supplies did they have, Jason?
You find that there is a very small, sort of like out in the open shop that is pretty ramshackle due to all the damage around here, but still seems to offer some supplies. I posted the link in the chat there. It's just a general shop with a number of different things. Maybe you may find some stuff handy. They don't have a lot here, unfortunately.
Unless anybody needs something specifically. Probably okay, I think.
See, I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then, if
We're
not,
ready
then
to push
yeah.
on, yeah.
Actually, let's go ahead and buy a bunch of rope. What couldn't you use a bunch of rope for? Let's go. Is there a notable difference between hemp and silk besides 10 times the price?
I think it's the weight.
Strength?
Yeah, it's probably.
Different uses, if you know what I mean.
I do. The hemp ones, then.
All right.
Keep old creepy pants in his pants. Do we need to roll to figure out how much they want? How many of them they have? I wouldn't get like 250 feet of rope.
Let me see here.
We have proven that we need a lot of rope already.
Need a lot of rope.
I think we should get a few more lamps, or like lanterns, maybe.
We'll take as many lamps and as many ropes as you have.
I need rope.
Yes, we're getting you some rope. The itchy kinds. We don't find you like we found you the other night.
They have 10 of each of those 2 items.
Excellent. I will take lamps, 5 silver.
Lamps are 15-foot radius, lanterns are 30-foot radius, but it's 5 silver or 5 gold, so I think a few lamps would be a good idea.
I mean, we have a bunch of. Well, I guess we was saving. Yeah.
We'll do a bunch of lamps.
Okay.
Let's do 10 lamps.
It's a lot of lamps.
And 5 hempen rope. Sound good? 250 feet of rope.
I promise we're not building a wicker construct with it.
Very good, my friends. Here is the amount of gold that you need, which is 5.5. I'll take it out of the party fund.
Yeah.
Lincoln.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, guys.
I'd like to buy a miner's pick and a shovel. It speaks to me as a deeply.
All right.
Yeah, I was thinking about a miner's pick. I think that might be a good idea in case we run across something to smack with that.
Put that on my bill, friend. Whisper me how much you're charging.
And then
We'll
I
take it out
saw
of the party fund first.
Lincoln with an outstretched hand. What was Lincoln doing?
To bark. He wants rope.
Gotcha.
Rope for you, my friend.
As you are all finishing up buying your supplies, Roheen steps out of his hovel and raises his hands and says, "My people, these fine folk here have done a service for us unlike any we've seen in some time. You see a number of different folks looking around. There's some in these druidic uniforms that are helping to sell you things and walking around. There's plenty of other people just in like burnt, tattered like clothing of cloth, make very simple stuff that, a lot of them look like they have parched mouths and are thirsty. And you see Uriel kind of coming over with one of the large barrels that he's helped to fill with water from you all giving him some water. As Rodheen says, not only have they brought us some water to share with each of you, but they have failed the beast that has been raising our lands for some time. You begin to hear some cheers and whistles throughout the crowd, and you begin to see quite a few people beginning to line up and grip at the water barrel as Uriel kind of begins to grab a couple cups to feed some of the people some of the water inside. One of the younger, what looks like shifter females kind of runs up to you, Tyne, and she kind of grips you by the hand. She goes, "Thank you. Thank you."
Tyne just grips her hand back and says, "We will protect nature."
She's just like on her like knees, just clasping her hands over yours and just kind of lowering her head. You can kind of see tears in her eyes as she lifts her head back up.
While he says this, like his mouth was full of smoke also, so it just like pours out.
Nothing personal.
Yes, we've truly attained another level.
You son of a bitch. Yes, I feel stronger already.
you wish.
Spirit grows.
That's good.
It's a new running joke I can already tell.
There's a very specific thing you all have to do if you want to level up. That's all I'll say.
No.
Okay. It seems as though the people of the Immolated Hilltop, the druidic order here, as well as those who are just living in the nearby area, probably amongst the Druid of the Flare here, are immensely appreciative of you all coming in and, again, inadvertently saving them all before you even reached the village. You ran into the roaming boss of Yorvale before even setting foot on the place that would essentially fill you in on the creature and give you the quest to stop it. So you have, having already failed it, have been given the rewards by those here at the Hilltop for their deep appreciation for you all stopping this nasty thing from continuing to have this pervading fire that was going to slowly drown them out of supplies and kind of leave them screwed. So with their deep thanks and gratitude, you all have protected them and given them a new future and being able to rebuild. And so as you all kind of finish buying your things and probably coming across the occasional villager who, now that it's been announced by Rodheen, is just kind of sort of like nodding and bowing and telling you thank you, or they're all running towards what's left of the water that you've given as they take their sips from it, their dry and flaky lips kind of drinking in the water, happy to have it. You all begin to get ready to head elsewhere. Where would you like to go? Also, let's go ahead and take this purple circle out because you have found the Immolated Hilltop.
To the Stone Gardens.
Head back kind of the way we came down, I would think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Southwest.
Just do that and then maybe hit up the Radiant Well.
Well, that's kind of our like main mission, right?
Yeah, but we're already here, right?
I guess, yeah. True.
Yeah, it's not
go
that
back-
far out of the way, and we get to explore some more shit.
Yeah. I guess, Jason, we just head towards Stone Garden because we've already been at these squares along the
Sure.
way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
God.
You all begin to head south that way. 2 hours pass. So let me grab this and go 1, 2. 1 harmonic flux drops as 2 hours pass. And I'm going to roll on the encounter table as you all head out from the Immolated Hilltop and begin to head down along the path here. As you're heading down, there is an event that happens as it always triggers on a new hex where after a certain amount of time has passed. Let me take a look here. Okay, let's see what we got going on.
These tick marks all over the map are triggering me so hard.
I'm sorry. I didn't know how else to. Is there a better way, you think? Or
I don't know.
Smiley faces.
Let's
I
see.
did transparent black hexagons and literally copy pasted to cover the entire map.
No.
And I knew if it didn't run for me, it was not going to run for anyone else. So I had to skip out on doing that. But I actually played with it. I'm sure we have some Twitch stream where I was goofing around with that. Let me see here.
Yeah. Thank you.
As you're all
Polygon
heading
line.
along, oh, go ahead. What was that?
If you do polygon line, and then you can click on 2 parts of the what you call it? The
Ah.
Oh, there you go. Okay. As you all continue to head along, you notice walking along in a cart is a cart being pulled by like what looks like 2 pack mules. You see sitting on it what looks like very prototypical wizard. He's like wearing a blue outfit, like a robe and a blue wizard's hat. He is a gnome as he sees you all pull up. You can see that behind him, his cart is painted in extravagant mixtures of blues. On top of that are what look like illustrations painted of white stars. As he says, whoa, hold on just a second. Hello, are you all adventurers?
We are the well-wishers. I am Forte. These are my friends.
Nice to meet you all. I'm assuming that you need something, correct? Am I not wrong? I feel as though you need something, right?
All peoples are in need of many things, so yes, we are in need of something.
Excellent news. That is excellent news. I love to hear it. I have a couple things that I could offer you if you were perchance looking to have some things with you. Would you like to see what I may have on offer?
Insight check.
Sure.
Somebody's good at that, I believe.
I got insight.
Ooh,
advantage.
nice.
Advantage it.
That's 15 total.
He is a very charismatic and an enthusiastic, maybe wizard gnome from the looks of it, but he sounds like he's being honest.
What kind of wares do you provide, shopkeep?
I am Philly, and this is Philly's Emporium of Magic Items and Curios, he says as he waves his hands over to his cart. You can kind of see now 2 curtains begin to part, and the sort of title carved in wood of what he just said, kind of carved into it. You actually see in the cart through a window as the curtains part what look like a number of interesting looking magic items as he, with a roll of a natural 20 on the die, is the
Whoa.
magic item merchant.
Oh, hell yeah.
Magical caravan.
It is everything that is under the first list. Unfortunately, not the homebrew common magic items, but the shop in a small city items.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna lie. This, Jaso, you're, a nod to you in my world is a magical caravan based off of your gnome from eons ago. who travels doing just this. So a little surreal.
Touched sword, tell me about this shopkeep.
If you'd please link it in the chat for me.
Wait. Sword? What sword?
What sword?
Am I looking at the wrong thing?
Yeah, shop in a small city.
Each of you using the link is going to get a different selection of items.
What?
So keep that page on there and then just
Oh.
right click, open it in a new tab, and then link it into the chat.
Oh man.
Oh, well, look what I've got.
My guys got expensive items, but they're so good. Like 8,000 gold.
Well, then,
We just spent all that money on rope. I have a rope of mending in mind.
all that money. We spent 5 gold.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. There's one item in here I gotta buy, guy.
I've got rope of mending, I've got a ring of swimming, and I've got the enduring spellbook.
There you go. I sent it to our group chat, so I thought for prices and everything. I don't think we can afford most of it, but
Here, roll 20.
Yeah, put in more 20.
You have
the individual.
hempen rope, sure. But you have hempen rope that can repair itself?
Oh my god.
Technically, yes. Forte can repair the rope over and over again.
And if Forte happens to fall into a chasm?
Oh, we wouldn't have rope to be repaired.
Exactly.
I could make rope, and rope can even become more rope.
Okay.
Use a sword. Do I want to use a sword?
I've got dust of dryness, which is like fucking mummy dust you could blow in someone's face.
I got a love potion and a mystery key that's in our range.
Did you say mystery key?
Yeah, mystery key, 75
Wicked.
gold, Jesus.
Link it.
Yeah, link the
I've got-
individual item, not the page, because it's just going to generate a new list for everybody.
Gotcha.
Nothing too interesting on mine other than the mummy dust.
Yeah,
One. The gauntlets of ogre power.
Yeah, I got
grand. So that's all we're talking about.
the headband of intellect on here, and DOS loot.
Oh, what?
You have dust
what?
loot on there?
DOS loot is 28,000, and
Yeah,
headband
we're-
intellect is 8.
We're not getting DOS loot.
I had both of those on one character. I had a flashback.
It's true, you did.
Would you prefer some daddy dust?
Oh,
Yeah,
Excuse me?
Excuse me.
what does that do?
Oh, that's for something after hours, but it seems as though you don't have the right people in your group for such a thing.
Oh, well, that's giving me the wand of scowls.
Question.
It's for a more tropical weather set. It keeps you dry.
That key is cool.
Mystery key.
The mystery
75 gold
key.
is not a bad, it's not a bad price.
Get mystery key.
It's for a mystery. Like, how could you not?
We're on a big ass map with a bunch of random shit. It's gonna
Right?
find its way somewhere.
Mystery
Buy
key
it.
sounds super useful.
I had to, well, I didn't have to. I had a lot of fun. I played in an all-star game for JammerCon Saturday where I got to be a player. So I wanted to pick one of the new classes. So I picked Autognome and was just like, Artificer makes sense for an Autognome. I had no idea how to play the class. I didn't understand anything. So I specifically started picking for all of my special Artificer stuff the infuse item over and over again. And I just decided that the story for this Autognome would be he was created to make completely useless items. So he can infuse an item with a mystery key property that has like a 5% chance. He's got an orb of direction which can tell you which way is north, which is absolutely useless in a wild space. Who cares? Could be any direction. He was just a
That way.
complete piece of shit.
What is my purpose?
It points towards the nearest star. That's how it comes works.
Mystery key.
Yeah, I think we want
75
key.
for key, and then Bark looks at Tide and says, "Here, Try this, old top. He gives you a little short, little cane-looking thing.
Ooh.
What is it?
As soon as you grab it, it extends. It's a collapsing pole.
Oh, that's a good one.
Our pole extend.
Our pole extend.
It's a pole that gets really long if you need it to.
This guy's a little perfect.
On demand, or does it need some warm-up, Josh? Okay.
You occasionally need to do a little coaxing to the thing.
I hated that joke as soon as I got it.
Good night, everybody.
Combo with the daddy dust pretty good.
Oh,
Very good, sir. Thank you for your time. I will give you the 80 gold that we agreed on.
I appreciate your gold, friends. I hope that we meet again, and I hope your extending rod comes in many uses. Huzzah!
Often and handy.
Don't forget Philly's Magic Emporium and Curios, as he begins to not gallop, but moderately trot off with his 2 donkeys pulling the wagon.
that was awesome. Thank you, Buck.
I'm gonna retroactively cover Opie's ears.
After everybody has said it, just clap off. Don't mention it, my friend.
That was awesome.
He seems nice.
Seemed like an old pervert.
Mystery key. Mystery key.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna work.
Yeah.
What? It's the one that Tiny blinked. I did to you.
No,
It's just roll a d20. On a natty 20, it opens whatever you put it in, and then disappears.
Okay, you guys have some fun stuff after visiting Philly. Anything else? Or you want to continue on from here?
Really?
Continue.
Continue, yeah.
Onward. Is this a traversable thing?
No, it blocks the path.
Yeah, those big, massive, large tombstones sticking out of the ground makes traversal in those spaces impossible. You'd have to go around them.
Winding way, then.
What's up? Are we gonna go around the back way?
What? No, this way.
Okay, yeah. So we're back one.
Back ways too many spaces.
Take the shorter way, yeah.
It'll take 3 weeks to go that way.
You continue on, an additional 2 hours pass. Let's see, there is 1, 2, 3. You have 2 more hexes of movement before you need to relax for the evening, which is perfect for your travels to the Stone Garden. You continue to travel along, but as you do, there's always another event that potentially happens here. Hang on just a second. Let's take a look and see what happens up on this hex.
Nothing.
It's usually nothing. That's typically the case.
Sailing along.
So we've already hit what, the rare items guy and this guy also, and the
After we got reward
The
for the
map
bus that we
guy.
randomly stumbled
Yeah.
on.
That's awesome. Yeah. So yeah. Fits
As
some
you're
cool
carrying along, out of nowhere, it appears as though for whatever reason, the aurochs up at the front, the harness attaching it to the wagon has come loose, and the draft animal breaks off. It begins bolting into the nearby forested area as you all lose it. You'll all need to please make a nature or animal handling check to find the creature.
Find the creature.
All right.
Let's see. Do I have a spell? I have no
That's
spell.
better.
18
18.
on animal handling.
Animals are my thing.
8 plus 3.
+1 it to 16 for an animal handling.
Well, I am.
Okay,
Man,
very
all
nice. It doesn't take you all long to quickly find the nearby animal before it gains too much distance on the wagon. You kind of calm it down using your checks, and you're able to bring the oryx back over to the wagon and just sort of reset the harness so that it, whatever spooked it or whatever moment of freedom that it may have saw in its mind, kind of flash back to the bed and breakfast. As the owner told you, it's not a pet. If it gets an opportunity to run, it's a stupid animal. It will. So you kind of quickly secure it back in and continue to press on to the next square. Moving here.
Yep.
All right. 2 more hours pass. That's another point off of the harmonic flux, Kyle. Appreciate you keeping up with that. The next event here. Okay.
Jaydra of losing up, perfect day.
You notice as you are coming along the path, there appears to be what looks like an interesting looking humanoid. The top half of them looks like a female human, kind of just adorned in like a leather top. But the bottom half of them looks like it is a horse's body. They appear to be working with something in their hands, and as they see you heading down, one of the nearby treks moving along, the female says, "Oh, hello! Hello, travelers. Where are you heading to?"
Stone Garden.
"Oh, well, that's not too far away from here. What brings you here to this place?"
Stone Garden.
Straight to the point. She holds up what appears to be what looks like a wedge in her hand, of some type of tool that she was like using to carve into what you can see is a wood piece in her other hand, and she holds it up and you can actually see it's in the form. She's actually carved out of this wood what looks like a crow, the shape of a crow. She says, "I'd love to spend an hour and make figures of each of you as a memento for entering into the passage. Would you be willing to have such a thing?"
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely. I want one where I'm a skateboarder.
I'm not sure what a skateboard is, but if you explain it, I could try to carve it to the best of my ability.
Insight check.
Sure.
I
Making
would
voodoo
like
dolls.
Exactly. Kevin, what do you always say about the Fae?
I mean,
They can always be trusted.
I'm gonna use
Tell
my
them your
card for
names.
advantage.
Trust them with your lives. Give them your firstborn to watch for an evening.
Eat all their food.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
16
Then
and
don't
a.
thank them.
I'll put my last +1 into it as well to make it a 17 insight.
Okay. With a 17 insight, it sounds like she's being honest. You can see kind of run over her shoulder and behind her a knapsack. You can hear it shifting around. It sounds like wood. She's probably made a few of these figures along her travels.
Hey, you know how to make anything else out of wood?
Like what?
You think you can make a pipe or something?
Pipe? I suppose I could, though I have to admit my skills are in more capturing the vision of those that I see to render them into wooden form.
Vision.
Tyne also holds up his pipe. He's like, I made this.
Oh. She kind of trots over and says, "May I take a look, sir?"
He'll hand it over.
She kind of holds it delicately with 2 hands and says, "What did you craft this out of? What material?"
It's scrimshaw, it's bone.
Ah, bone. I've never worked with bone. What immaculate detail. You must be a craftsman yourself, she says.
Lincoln is standing very close to this exchange.
Beautiful.
I have time.
I don't believe I could render something to this level of detail. It looks as though, friend, she says, looking over your way, Uncle Jimmy, if you're looking to have a pipe made, you should refer to this one. She kind of hands it back to you, Tyne.
Yeah, maybe I should. He's an expert with bone. He's an expert boner.
Yes.
I made this. And Lincoln takes his gross blue thing of sticks and bones and hoists it in front of her.
Is this your doll?
Yeah, it's like a Blair Witch thing on a stake that goes into the ground, made out of bones and sticks.
She looks and says, "Oh, incredible. May I take a look?" she says, holding out her hands.
Yes, do not scream. He says to the thing and then hands to her.
She holds it with two hands and then sort of like cocks her head to the side and says, "Don't worry, I will not," and takes a look at the creature that you kind of
It
molded.
wasn't for you.
And you made this out of what looks like collected sticks and nearby forested items?
Yes, forested items.
Ornamental or serving some other purpose?
It has purpose. It will scream when I tell it to.
Oh, wow. Scream?
Yes.
She like stares at you with a smile on her face.
This poor thing.
Jeez,
Would you like to see?
Yes.
Scream. the thing screams. It starts screaming. It's really loud.
Oh my
It's super,
goodness. You could wake up the neighborhood with this thing, she says, holding it.
That is the idea, yes.
Oh, what beautiful craftsmanship, and certainly probably holds some tinge of magic to be able to do such a thing. Incredible work, she says as she hands it back to you.
Thank you. Stop screaming.
Well,
Tyne takes a draw from his pipe and makes a little smoke centaur.
wow. That is skill on a level I've never seen before. You are all craftsmen in your own right. I would be happy and honored to make each of you a model version of yourselves through my wood expertise, if you wouldn't mind.
Yes, do it.
Very well. If you would sit with me, give me just an hour, and I should be able to mock something up. Not as detailed as I would like, but I'm sure you are all busy people. I will work as quickly as possible, she says as she sort of like drops her legs and kind of comes down, laying down with her bottom horse half, and pulls out some supplies, a kind of chunk of wood as she begins to use a hammer and her like wood chisel and carve into it and begins to make one for each of you.
Lincoln watches very closely. We're making a little nativity scene of us, guys.
Tyne
She,
is smoking the entire time.
the moment he doesn't smoke is I think the moment
Yeah.
when
There we go.
something's going wrong. She meticulously creates one for all six of you, giving you each. Yeah, it's not perfect, the ones that you get, but man, to be done, kind of cut out in the 15 or so minutes she has to be able to do each of you, it's actually pretty well done. You feel like if you had more time and let her, spend a day on each of them, she could actually really make them look like something. But yeah, she hands one to each of you and says, "Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate you allowing me to show you my own skill as well as sharing some of your own."
You are Jason, are centaurs Fae in your universe?
No, not all of
Okay.
them. Normal centaur is not Fae.
Okay. I take it from her. Thank you.
You're very welcome. If you're ever interested, you may want to find yourselves in the Horseshoe Wildwoods.
perhaps you'll find other artisans there, she says.
I see.
Where is that?
We do know where it is.
Oh yeah, Hush. Sorry.
We think that the Gleedlekin temple's there, I think.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
I ask her if she knows about the Gleedlekin temple.
True.
Hey, not bad.
Yeah.
She says, yes, there is a shrine of a particular group of people who worship the Gleedlekin up in the sky. Probably a few hours out from our village.
Could you mark it on our map?
Make a persuasion check.
I think might be able to. No, not persuasion.
Collect a paycheck. I don't persuade.
Wow, why am I okay at because I'm a Fey Wanderer. That's why I'm okay at persuasion. I got a 14. I'll add a +1 to that for 15.
Okay, she tells you she's never been to the temple herself, but has heard stories about it and has heard tales from travelers telling her about it as the shape of the circle for you to find this place begins to shrink, making it a little easier to determine where this might be.
Yes.
That works.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, has anyone asked her name?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. What do we call?
I'm Cherry.
Cherry, what a cutie.
Aww.
Is she like armed or armored at all?
You can see she's wearing leather armor, and on the back of her, somewhat hidden underneath the sack of probably what is other wooden figurines and wood blocks for her to use, you do see a quiver and kind of bow sticking out from under it.
Lincoln goes back to the cart and roots around in his backpack and takes out his old shield that he doesn't need anymore because he has a shield with a creepy flesh face on it. and he hands her the shield and says, "You are very kind. You should protect yourself."
Oh. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you, she says. If you find the time, she says, I would love for you all to stop by Canterbury. And she gives you the general area, kind of pointing it out on your maps. Not giving you the full location, but kind of just telling you as you draw a circle on. She doesn't like mark it on your map, but it gives you direction so that you can kind of draw a circle what you believe to be the area that may be this place called Canterbury.
Canterbury. Isn't that like a horse thing in real life?
Canterbury Tales.
It's fairy tales.
It's
yeah.
fairy tales.
I'm gonna add small wooden fetish of Lincoln to my inventory.
Yeah.
She says, I hope they will bring you good fortune. If you have time, perhaps we shall meet each other again if you find the time to travel to my home in Horseshoe Wildwood. In the meantime, I bid you farewell. I should get back, she says, as she kind of gets up and dusts herself off.
I feel we shall meet again.
I hope so, she says, and she begins to gallop south.
And then we never saw her again. Yeah, Cherry, I think she said the name was.
Yes.
Yeah, Cherry. Just like you'd expect, Cherry.
Mon Cherie.
Alright, a potential new location added to your maps, and a shrinkage of the area where the Scuttle Shrine may be, for those of you looking for it, as you continue to press on.
Let's see. Cart is over here. Let me grab this thing so move this out of the way. Okay. Did you all want to move on to... You can probably get rid of the Stone Garden text since you found that. Do you want to move on to the Stone Garden then?
Yeah, let's see it.
Let's get fucked up by whatever's there.
You
It's just a fucking party.
You traverse along the last bit of your trek for the day without pushing things to try and reach this area as you take your wagon and move along here. Let me just make some adjustments over here. Let's see. Okay, let me do this here. Okay, and then 2 hours are going to pass. So it's going to be one more harmonic flux removed from the total as 10 light time comes around. Still light outside as you begin to see in the distance what looks like a collection of very old looking stone towers and stuff like that that stretch up probably 20 or so feet that you can see across the valley here as you begin to continue galloping towards it. Let me scroll to the information here.
Everyone, I have terrible news. Our flux capacitor reader says that we are falling into dangerous territory. We're only at 96 of 100, he says in lore perspective.
No.
We are B students. There's nothing worse than B students.
What the fuck? Let me see here. Hang on just a second. I'm gonna grab some of this stuff. All right. You all continue on, noticing that there is patches of what look like wildflowers growing here, interspersed in areas of what look like sections of sort of like stone pillars and stone walkways and platforms that kind of surround the area, all aged and weathered of some degree. Kind of just interspersed between tufts of the kind of flowers that make up a large portion of this area. There are the occasional sort of like stone walls that look eroded over time and certainly have some distorted nature to them just from the ravages of time. And as you continue to push on into the stone gardens, you kind of find yourselves in this particular area here that I'm going to switch the maps to. You find yourselves here at a particular area, again, as the twilight is slowly beginning to wane from the Gleedokin up above. There is an area up here that has a number of pillars, some of them toppled over. There's a kind of knight statue at the far end with a basin made out of stone in front of it with some type of, probably served as some torchlight at some point in time. And you do notice what looks like 4 stone figures that sort of surround this, small encapsulated maybe temple grounds or worship area. You're not sure. So what would you all like to do as you see this?
Real quick, Jason, can you remind us of the quest that we had to get here specifically?
Sure can.
Thank you, Jason.
A village herbalist wants a monster cleared from the stone gardens. Keep on your toes, adventurers.
Okay, there's a monster here. That's good to know.
Yes. I meant to mention that before we pulled up, but I was busy note-keeping, you see.
And oh, weird. Okay, sorry. The map is like changing from like dusk to daylight, like flickering for me.
Sorry, it's a. I'll just turn it off.
Mine
I'm like,
wasn't even doing anything.
I'll just be lazy and just give it a color, and then the whole thing's like, I am going to shit all over myself.
Oh, now it just changed.
Oh,
There, just assume that it's Twilight, okay?
Okay, I
Okay.
can assume that.
I
Statues?
You see 4, actually 5, because there's a larger armored-looking warrior statue at the back, interspersed with what look like 4 statues of hooded figures, each of them kind of gripping a blade in their hands.
Hmm.
That is what you see. There's a couple other ruins here, but nothing that seems as notable as maybe this area that actually has some stone figures.
I don't see any monsters.
do we just want to walk around?
Uh,
I can summon recon if we need. I can do wild companion, maybe. If we think that would help.
Well, I don't see any sign of monsters. We might as well check for some beast paths of the sort.
Yeah, recon sounds good.
Oh, Forte.
I can check the stones out if we need to.
True.
We will stay here while you search the perimeter, Ty.
I will summon my wild companion
What is that?
into. Gain the ability to summon a spirit that assumes an animal form. As an action, you can spend the use of wild shape feature. Cast the Find Familiar spell without material component.
Okay. And what is your familiar going to look like? Your wild companion.
Pulling it up, but if anyone knows kind of how that works, can I choose anything or?
It's like a list of like pretty weak stuff,
Yeah.
like any sort of like animal
Okay.
you can think of.
Got it. How about
Disney princess.
a hawk? I will summon a hawk.
Yeah.
And it is a fae instead of a beast because of the way I summon it. It is here equal to the number of hours of half my druid level, so for 2 hours.
Lincoln does not like this creature.
Do not harm. Do not harm you.
You see Tyne kind of like reach into his packs and pull out some stuff and begin to cast some magic as this creature appears next to him. What's
So
Lincoln doing?
now,
Lincoln doesn't like the bird.
Oh, okay. And then Kevin, what were you doing as Tyne?
so as a familiar, it can act independently of me. It obeys my commands. So I will ask it to fly the area a bit and tell me what it will see when it comes back.
Okay.
Actually, I will actually keep a mind link with it. So I can kind of hear its thoughts as it flies.
Sure. You see it sort of like sitting on your shoulder, this hawk, as it kind of nods and then kind of taking a step towards the outside of your shoulder so it can expand its wings and then kind of kicks up off of your shoulder and begins to fly up into the air, flying around the area. You hear very simple things as it notices shrubbery and stone pillars. Nothing that really sticks out in your mind as it begins to do its scouting, and it'll probably notify if it sees anything out of place. Let's see. That was happening there. Forte, you were doing something with stone cunning?
I was when we were ready to approach those because I don't like the way they look. I'd like to start checking them out to see if I can figure out
Sure.
anything intricate about the carvings or some sort of markings on it that determines who made them.
Okay. Yeah, you all let me know like when you want to push up or if you want to do anything else. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, it's when you guys want to do that because I have a feeling.
Do we want to wait for recon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how long it'll take. The hawk can fly. Let me pull up its stats. 60 feet is its fly speed. So
Okay. It continues to fly, going along, sort of trying at about that perimeter that you mentioned, about 60 feet. You're hearing nothing out of place. It continues to tell you stone pillars. You don't hear it say anything about stone statues, but plenty of like stone pillars, stonework, stone walls, shrubbery, overgrown vines. You do hear, as you kind of look up and kind of, you can see it in the air, right? It's about 60 feet out. You hear it say, as it's kind of flying over some of the stone wall work that's a little hard to see into, it says, woman, green hair.
there is someone here. Can you? Are you able, or would I be able to have you mark it on the field?
It is not on this map.
Oh, okay. How far north, or where? Like where? About how far is
It's
it?
like east from here. Your hawk is about 60 feet out, but it's got a decent lay of the land. You imagine that where it is currently looking at from up in the air is probably anywhere from like 80 to maybe 120 feet out. So more distance than this map lets on.
I will, tell everyone that.
Sure.
Is she carrying any herbs or something? Maybe she is the one that is looking for us to clear out the place.
I will, in my mind, ask my familiar just to look at her a bit more, see maybe if it has any obvious. I don't know if it could tell me about like weapons or anything, or just I'm not sure how smart it is.
Ask if she has nutmeg.
I mean, it's a 2 intelligence, so I don't know.
Yeah. It tells you green hair,
Yeah. Okay.
clothed, putting hand on stone wall. That's about all it can properly communicate at that level. Like very, very rudimentary stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should let Forte do his stone cutting. But it's good to know that there's like somebody out there that sounds like not a monster, I guess.
Possibly, unless she's just watching us, maybe.
So we can investigate her after we've had a look around this temple.
Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, nothing sticking out. I let you guys know.
Excellent work, my friend. Forte, do your stuff.
Okay, there. I'm going to investigate the statue here. I get table talk. I get +2 proficiency.
Okay. Sure thing.
Oh, I
Oh.
hate to see it.
Oh. That's a 5.
Yeah. I never seen stone before.
Stone cutting, let's see. It's related to the origin of stonework. You're considered proficient in history. Okay, so you're just trying to figure out, like, the making of the stonework, stuff like that here. Forte, as you step up to sort of like study these stone figures they look more wizened than the warrior-looking statue in the back. Their heads are lowered, so you try to kind of come in and take a look at. It seems like their hands are crossed, like in the stone of the robe, so that you can see the carvings of their hands or anything. So you try to like peer down to take a look and see if you could see what the faces would look like, so you could maybe get the makeup of what maybe the creatures were. Maybe it's related to those who carved them. You see on the faces of the creatures, as their heads are sort of lowered, they look humanoid, but their faces are stretched out in this garish looking, almost trapped scream. Their mouths open wide, their faces distorted, and as you are taking a peek, the head lifts itself up to look at you, and the stone begins to move. I need everybody to roll initiative, please.
Feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Did you have that feeling?
I did. I did.
It's hard to not trip the trap sometimes.
Oh, snap! Lycan, you got it. You got the
Yeah.
extension.
No, I that's a macro I have.
Oh yeah.
My bad, guy.
You can roll in this program, believe it or not. It's amazing, I know.
Oh, I always forget about it now.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Never want to be first. Ever.
There's no turn order if you have one.
Let me pull it up. Sorry. There we go.
We all have to fight to put him in now, Jason.
Oh, Jason, I guess technically my hawk can fight, so I guess I need a token for it.
Okay, it's got to fly back to you, so it's gonna be spending its turn doing that. How far can it move?
You know what? Just let it do its thing.
It's not gonna do shit anyway.
Yeah,
it's like a
just let
level 1 bird.
Let it do its thing. It can always report back to me when we're done.
Sure, that sounds good to me too. Can you guys add your initiative from D&D Beyond, or do you need me to add your tokens to it?
You gotta add the tokens.
You have to add us into.
Boo!
We rolled. Oh,
But
look,
saved
I did
it.
it. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it will save it. We just need the.
Jason, I'm not on here. Jason.
Okay, roll.
There you go.
Oh, who's rolling OP?
I guess I will roll OP.
Hey,
Let me just pull up her character.
double action rangers.
Yeah, double dual wield rangers. Hold on, I gotta go to campaign. Weird and wow. Where is OP? Where is little frog child? There he is. And hold on. Oh, I don't have beyond 20, so I gotta roll manually. OP's is 13. Boom, done.
All so fast.
Spells does OP have? Fairy Fire. That seems good.
Oh, nice.
Hang on just a second. Oof. Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Descending, Lincoln going first. I have to imagine you have a higher dex than these things.
Yeah, I would think so.
With the rock people? Come down.
The 4 statues that were hooded begin to turn their faces up. Each of their features, like I said, twisted in like a frozen scream as they lift their hands up, parting their like hooded arms out, as now you see their stone hands outstretched towards Forte and the rest of your group. Uncle Jimmy, you're up first.
Good. Finally. All right, I'm gonna pull up my hand crossbow, and take a shot at this goop right here. It's an advantage. 19?
19 hits.
Ooh, I get my weird bugbear damage. There
You have surprise attack and sneak attack.
it's 10, 16 damage.
Nice.
Very
Piercing?
nice.
I'm assuming it might be less because it's stone, maybe?
You do notice that the piercing damage seems to be slightly less effective on these creatures.
Uh-oh. That's bad for all
Oh
of us.
no.
Bonus action, take another shot.
Bludgeon Brothers rise up.
It's gonna hit on a 20.
Disadvantage as 24. That's 9 damage total.
Okay. Another solid amount of damage as you fire off 2 hard crossbow bolts that do sink into the stone statue. You kind of see the velocity of the bolts able to pierce through into the stone. Maybe not as much as you'd hope, but still clearly showing cracks across the body of the stone figure as it begins to animate. Very good. Anything else, Uncle Jimmy?
I tell them to protect the Auric, and that's it.
All right. Sounds good to me. Oh shit, hang on. Let me see if this is higher. They get advantage on this. Nope, just kidding. Their initiative stays the same. Tyne, you're up.
Tyne will probably just bonus action Shillelagh on his quarterstaff, his walking stick, and I think I'm just gonna take the dodge action.
You got a +1 from chat, Nick. Thank you, Oil.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Taking dodge action?
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
sure.
Fighter.
Anything else, Tyne?
Nope.
All right, what's Opie doing?
I think Opie's gonna shoot one with his bow. He's got little fireflies, right? That's his swarm thing.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. That's a 10 to hit.
It hits, but bounces off the thick stone of the form of the creature. So that's a flavorful miss.
Got it. I don't think he gets his little spoon thing.
Yeah, I think he's got.
And you can only attack once. So I guess he's done. I want to see if they're going to bunch up first before I cast Fairy Fire.
Okay. Fair enough.
So on each of your turn, you can cause the swarm to assist you in the following ways. When you hit a creature, cannot do anything. So Opie will take a couple steps back because he doesn't need to be close to shoot with his bow.
Right, very good. Anything else for Opie? Otherwise, Lincoln is up.
All right, Lincoln's gonna hunter's mark this guy. So he is marked or dead.
Let's see, do I have a target? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll stay right where I am. I'm gonna throw a dagger at this first guy. It's gonna be a 19 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
Favored and mark. It's gonna be 7 piercing damage, but then 7 psychic damage. So 7 and 7.
All right. Very good. The psychic damage. You see the creature sort of for a second grip up at its stone head with its hands as it throws them back down and begins to try and continue to assault what is likely Forte here up ahead.
Sorry, Jason. It's only 4 psychic damage, so put 3 hit points back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm gonna throw an offhand at the other guy.
All right.
Oh, that's a crit.
Shit. Nice.
It's unfortunate that it's the other guy, though, but it's going to be 5 piercing damage, actually 9 piercing damage, and 4 psychic damage on the other guy.
Okay. So other guy takes that. Very good. Okay.
And I think that's gonna be it. Actually, Lincoln will move 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. He'll move over here. And then he's done.
All right. Lincoln throwing out some, I'm assuming, knives at his targets.
They're bone shards.
Bone
like
shards.
always.
There we go. Okay. They do connect, hitting, as now the creatures are up. The one directly in front of you, Forte, will just go counterclockwise here, starting with this one. This one right here attempts to reach forward towards you, Forte, and is going to try and get you for, let's see here, 22 versus AC?
That will hit, yeah.
All right. It grips at you. You now see the sharp, like, stone fingers at the end of its hand as it grips at you for 8 points of slashing damage, kind of cutting into your skin. I need you to please make a Constitution saving throw as it does this.
I will drop my advantage card.
Nice.
And it's a good thing it looks.
And I'll +1 it for 15.
+1.
Okay. You felt this strange sensation as it tried to grip on, but you're able to kind of like pull yourself out of its rending claws as it just sort of continues to try and assault you. That one's done, so this one's going to move 5, 10... Actually, it's going to move 5, 10 right here and try to attack the Auric.
No! No, me. Not that one, me.
The Auric rears back, but it digs into the Auric with its claws, rending into the flesh of the Auric for a certain amount of damage. You kind of see blood being pulled near the neck of the Auric as it tries to pull itself free from the nearby statue, taking some damage in the process. It's gonna do that, and that one's done. And then these two, 5, 10, gonna use their dash action, move down here, same thing, 5, 10, 15, 20, and they're going to stay right there. That means Forte, you're up.
Okay, I will bonus action summon my spiritual weapon. That was not the right button. This action, spiritual weapon, which summons my sparking anvil. We'll shift one space here and take the dodge action.
This is under your control. Put it wherever you wanted to put it.
There's good for now. It's got all sorts of cinders and sparks and things flying off of it as it's gonna cartoon anvil some things on my next turn when I can hit with it.
All right, very cool.
I think you get an attack when you summon it.
When you cast a spell, you can make a melee spell attack within. Okay, thank you.
Swing away.
Melee spell attack is going to be +5.
Not terrible.
I can't just click my spell attack button, huh? Can I? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
16 versus AC on the one that hit me, please.
You swing hard. Your spiritual weapon kind of like tries to plow into the creature because it's an amble, but unfortunately that misses.
Okay.
Wow.
Jeez.
Stone
Oh,
boys.
man. Oh, my God.
Forte's done. Professor Bart, you're up, my friend. They're moving in on you.
Who minds here? Can't decide.
Do I run?
Did they make any range attacks?
Doesn't look like
No,
they
they
do.
dashed.
Okay. Alright. Crowd control, go! That's 1, 2. Probably close enough. How far is Tangle? Oh, 90 feet. I didn't even have to move. Alright, so I cast Entangle. I think this is the button. Ah! And a 20-foot square, so starting from this guy, I'll show you 20-foot square.
Please do.
I'll show you 20 feet.
I will start from here and go a 20-foot square, so pretty much these guys.
All three of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
The jungle, for flavor, it's this forestry is coming to life and just like kind of like trying to grab at stuff.
Are these like vines?
Yeah.
Okay.
DC 13 strength save will become magically entangled. I'll look that up.
Is this a circle effect?
No, it's square.
Square.
I put it in
Shit.
chat.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe,
thanks,
maybe
Kip.
we can do something with
I
this.
spell also.
30 foot.
20 feet.
So like that right there.
Yeah. For all intents and purposes, yeah. This is the bottom right square.
Yeah. Everything it touches, is in the square. Yep. The top two, you watch as they get ensnared in the vines, but the one that is down below, adjacent to Forte, unfortunately is able to kind of pull their legs free from the entangling vines.
You sneaky son of a bitch.
Kyle, you have a +1 from chat.
Hey!
Jason, Nick needs an inspiration from chat. Since we're in combat, I figured.
I will.
Then my friend, take one of those.
Thanks, guys. Cordy and Mousy, you guys are.
Hey, Mousy.
I'm Mousy.
I will use Shillelagh as a bonus action.
Yes.
And we'll save this. That will end my turn.
All right. Vines and roots shoot up from the ground, gripping two of the stone creatures in the back, pulling them closer to the ground as they're kind of grappled. The creature down below near Forte unfortunately kind of rends its feet free from the vine work, though. As we move on to the Arx is pissed. It's going to attempt to make an attack. Let's go take a look at its stat block really quickly. That is the Cradle Arx. It's going to try and make a gore attack. Unfortunately, it can't run to get the extra boon to it, but it's just going to try and hit with its horns. But unfortunately, it makes a really low roll and misses the stone creature in front of it. So it is done. It's going to keep its ground, but you see it kind of throwing its horns in the air wildly. It is pissed. Uncle Jimmy, you're up back at the top of initiative.
Good old Uncle Jim's gonna take a.
Shit.
There we go. Movement back and take 2 shots at the one I was shooting at before. Why won't it load? Sorry.
Advantage.
Oh, nice. Restrained. Advantage.
17.
You fire off your crossbow at the one that you're hitting before for a 17 in that.
Just hits.
Ooh. Oh, it rolls the sneak attack damage. My apologies. That's 10. That's 15 piercing.
Okay. Takes some pretty significant damage as the bolt kind of catches it in the neck. You see cracks nearly running across the neck of the creature all the way, but not fully.
All right, and one more attack. So
Nice.
Using Forte to keep its attention pulled, you get advantage firing off a well-placed shot for, what's the total?
8 piercing.
Very nice. This thing, you can kind of see parts of its arms and body have been flecked off from the volley of either crossbow bolts or whatever other ranged attacks that you've been throwing at this thing. It appears to be pretty significantly damaged. With that, anything else, Uncle Jimmy? Otherwise, Tyne is up.
I'm going to take the rest of my movement and go over here.
Okay.
To helpfully distract it away from the orc.
Hey, over here!
For flavor, I, jumping by the orc, kind of pat it to try and calm it down.
Oh, it is like just furiously throwing its head in the air, running its horns over. You almost like get caught by its horns for a second because it's just completely pissed from getting attacked by this thing. All right, Tyne, you're up. Opie on deck.
Honestly, I'm saving my spells in case we need healing, so... And I don't think Produce Flame is gonna hurt these things much.
I mean, it might do some damage.
I guess I can try. Let me see. What is the range of... produce flame.
Remember, you've got a lot of healing, but also killing things heals us because we don't take damage.
How far can I throw this? 30 feet?
If you've got AoE, that'd be even good too.
I don't think it does that. No, yeah. Okay, yeah. I guess I will, because it's just a cantrip, so.
Yeah, go for it. Throw out them cantrips.
Ooh, yes. 19 to hit.
19
7
hits.
7 fire damage.
And that was on which one?
The one in between Jim and Forte.
Okay. Fire kicks up, produced by Tyne's magic, and you see the creature sort of throw its hand back and forth to get the flame off.
It's actually like a I throw a fireball, but not that type.
Okay, like a ball of flame that gets hurled at it. Then, okay.
Yes.
A ball of fire, if you
Uh-huh.
will, just not a fireball. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
All right. Very nice. Anything else, Tyne?
No, that'll be it.
All right. Opie, you're up.
Which ones are restrained and which ones aren't?
The
Restrained
two
to the
in
back.
I should have probably put something on here. Hang on. We'll do a little chains. These guys are caught in the vine work.
Okay. I think if they're caught there, there's no reason to also fairy fire. So, Opie's gonna move up here, and I think Opie's gonna shoot the one that's attacking the Warwick.
Okay.
It's gonna be what is Opie's shit? Hold on. That's gonna be 19 to hit.
19 is gonna hit.
Nice. Good shit, Opie. And Opie's gonna roll damage. It's gonna be 9 piercing damage, and Opie is gonna use the swarm of fireflies to make it make a strength saving throw. Oh wait, no, that just automatically happens. It's gonna move 5 feet backwards away from the Auric.
Yeah, it is dragged back as you hit it for, what was the damage?
It was 9 piercing.
All right, thank you very much. This thing looks like it's taken some damage. It is kind of tossed back from Opie's attack. Very nice. Anything else, Opie?
No.
All right. Lincoln, you're up.
This guy's not restrained, right? The one I have my hunter's mark on?
2 up
Correct.
front are not restrained, yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna throw my dagger at the first guy that I have my hunter's mark on. Ooh, 21 to hit.
Hits.
9 piercing, 4 psychic, and well, actually, it's probably worse. Yeah, 9 piercing, 9 psychic.
All right. That was lefty.
Lefty, yeah, the one I have my mark.
What does it look like when you take it out?
Oh, just a bone shard to the chest, and then it just crumbles into dust.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy.
The final bone shard from Lincoln's toss just sort of connects. You see the last bits of the cracks in the rock of the largely cracked figure already just kind of connect to the others, and it tries to make one more swing towards you, Forte, before its arm just sort of like comes off and the rest of its body crumbles down below.
Oh,
And
show the craftsmanship.
bonus action to move Hunter's Mark to that guy.
All right.
Nice.
Very
And
nice.
that'll be probably it for me. Well, hold on. What's Lincoln's AC? I got good AC. Lincoln's gonna stand here.
All
Oh,
right.
nice.
Sounds good to me.
And that'll be it for me.
All right, it is the creature's turn, going counterclockwise, starting with the ones closer to you. This one's going to try and attempt to swing at you now, Lincoln, since you're kind of the one in front of it in its way. That is going to be 17 versus AC.
Oh, just hits.
All right. It uses its surprisingly sharp claws, despite looking like a relatively normal humanoid, as it kind of clutches into you, gripping into you for, let's take a look here. It's going to be 13 slashing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
13 slashing. All right. First con save is going to be concentration.
Okay.
I succeed that one. And second con save. Oh, even higher. A dirty 20.
All right. Yeah, you are kind of scratched, slashed by the claws of the creature, but otherwise are all right. These two, they can use what, a strength check to try and pull themselves out of this stuff, Bart?
It's magical. They just stuck.
Oh, I thought it said something about making like a.
Oh wait.
No. Yeah, a
Make a
creature
strength
restrained
check.
by the plants can use its action to make a strength check
Yeah.
against a spell DC.
What's the DC?
Strength 13. 13, yes.
All right, lefty makes it. The right one's still stuck.
Nice.
So you kind of like reach down and just rip at the vine work around its legs. The one on the right tries to do the same, but some of the vines kind of wrap around its wrist, and it's unable to do it this turn.
Nature rejects your presence.
This one moves 5,
It's difficult terrain. I don't think it'll matter because he doesn't have that far to go. But
5, 10,
Yeah.
right? So it's going to move right here then if it's difficult terrain. These
Nice.
guys are real slow.
oh wow, nice.
Forte, you're up.
Okay, there. Forte will keep his shield wall up and take the dodge action. He's gonna slide as a bonus action the spectral hammer. Let's hit the one we got advantage on.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
I want to swing at this one back here with it, so we have a cartoon anvil trying to hit its head.
Sure. This is no surprise in our campaign.
Oh,
I said advantage. Why didn't that go?
Better at least.
Yeah. 12 versus AC.
All
Or
right,
12
still,
versus,
it hits it, but unfortunately not enough against its thick stone skin. That misses technically.
yeah, hold the line, Lankin.
Yes.
And that is all I can do. Thank you.
Okay, Professor Bark, you're up.
So Bark is feeling a little bit crazy.
nuts.
Let's
get
Railgun.
Fine.
He had a railgun this whole time?
Yeah,
We do.
he's got catapult.
That's true.
only
Need to buy
problem
you
with
some
that is they
javelins.
try to force you to do that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's do this.
Can you launch the collapsing pole?
Oh.
You have it though.
I do have. Yeah, I know.
Right, here we go. I'm moving, doing it.
He's getting there.
3, 4, 3,
Sending it.
4. Oh, watch me go, boys. Right. Spells. At second level. Going to cast Catapult.
Oh my goodness.
Kablam! Kablam!
Is this on the one in front of you? Which one?
I think it's both of them, right? Really,
It,
acts a solid surface.
It keeps going until it hits something.
Oh, a solid surface. Yeah, I guess that's.
Or how do you
So
display the thing?
it's got a DC of 12 dex save. There you go.
There you go.
So if the first one fails, it just takes the damage. If it passes, the next one would have to roll.
What's your object that you're catapulting?
I'm gonna throw a crowbar.
All right. Tossing the crowbar ahead.
Had it in my backpack.
It's definitely going to hit one of these things. You need to make a dexterity saving throw. That's going to be the one right in front of you, I'm assuming. Up to the north of you. Up to the north or one to the right? Which one?
Up north.
Okay. Completely fails.
Bam, takes 20 damage.
What type of damage?
Bludgeon damage.
It
Is that right?
hits it hard for 20 points of bludgeoning damage. You see a huge portion of its stone body just crackle off and cascade across the stonework below at your feet.
Hey, Moth, duck.
Very good, Professor Bark. Anything else?
The target stops moving. Yeah. Nope. That is it.
All right.
Oh, wait, no, it's not it. I use my bonus action to turn invisible.
Okay.
Nice.
Hidden step is what it's called. And then as soon as I can get a hold of Bark, scurry the fuck away. 1, 2.
I was questioning that placement.
Yeah, boy. Always have an exit play.
The RX attempts to try and buck and, reach the stone creature up ahead, but you guys have kind of formed a defensive line. So it's just sort of like kicking its hooves in the dirt and throwing a bunch of dirt around. Opie, you're firing off your spells, and you do not see as the stone hand pushes out of the bush nearby you as one appears right here and attacks.
Oh no, guys, there's one over here.
It's like she's here. Unnatural 20 versus AC.
Yeah, that's.
I'm dead now.
That is going to be 7 points of slashing damage, and I need Opie to make a Constitution saving throw.
Mr. Bark, I don't feel so good.
No. No.
That's a 6.
No.
Sorry, how much damage was it, first of all?
It was 7 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
The claws dig into Opie, and Opie can feel as the claws do, kind of cutting the Opie's flesh on his arms. He feels as though his body begins to slow down.
Rigidify.
He is restrained until the end of his next turn.
Okay. Interesting.
And then you hear the shifting sound, Professor Bark and Forte, of some twigs and bushery as another one pushes out of the bush nearby and moves 5, 10 here and is going to attempt to swing your way, Professor Bark.
I am invisible.
Oh. And it doesn't know you're there as it continues to just try and make its way towards the others.
Technically, it does. I'm gonna put on my big fucking dumb rules lawyer pants. You have to take the hide action to be untargetable and make them unaware you're there. Being invisible just gives them disadvantage on their attack.
Okay. Works too.
Oh man.
Like predator cloaking?
Yeah, I'm gonna think of it as predator cloaking. That's they should have just said in the rule book it's predator cloaking.
What?
Invisible is kind of one of those words that describes one thing.
It kind of really just clearly means you can't fucking see them, but okay. We'll say predator cloaking from here on out. With that disadvantage, it tries to swing at your predator cloak, Professor Bark, but misses you. So you're
great. I was going to immediate interrupt and waste a card.
2 more stone creatures have appeared. We roll back up to the top. Uncle Jimmy, you're up.
This ain't looking too good, guys.
I'm gonna blast them.
I'm gonna start blasting.
Love this team so much.
DPS.
Take shots on that guy.
Protect the child.
I don't think an 11 hits.
You fire off a crossbow shot, but this time the bolt unfortunately just sort of bounces off the hard stone exterior of the creature.
One more shot then.
Sure.
So 18.
An 18 will hit.
rare Eleanor appearance with your tail in front of my camera.
I love it.
The baby.
Who is that against, Uncle Jimmy? Which one?
The one in front of Lincoln, that is
Okay.
12 piercing.
All right.
Oh, excuse me, no, the sneak attack is added up already. I'm sorry, 17 piercing.
Okay. What does it look like when you take that one down?
Straight into the center of it and just hit that last little chip, and it just kind of turns into a pile of rock.
It just crumbles with the bolt connecting a vital spot in its form. Anything else, Uncle Jimmy?
To try and help Opie, I'm just going to run over there and stand next to Opie.
Okay. Hey, over here, you big piece of shit!
Uncle Jimmy, I don't feel so good.
Oh.
I'll walk over and say, hey, listen here. Hey, he's not sitting in his own gravy tonight. Get out of here, kid. And I just oddly try to push Opie away, even though it's not.
It's almost difficult to push Opie. Tyne, you're up.
Oh no.
Ooh, yeah,
With
don't
Opie on
want
deck.
that. I will do what I do. I'll first, as a bonus action,
Jesus Christ.
I'll go ahead and cast Spirit Totem with the unicorn.
That's the sound it makes.
Unicorn.
Unicorn. So yeah, it appears, has a nice 30 foot radius.
You guys ever watch Harmon Quest? It's Tylenol with codeine, the magical unicorn. Oh man. Okay. Never mind.
No. I know.
Okay.
Was that
gonna
a newer
watch-
season? I don't remember that one.
I love Harmon.
Yeah, it was back when they were still doing stuff on Harmontown.
Yeah.
Okay. Watch it now.
A mystical, semi-transparent unicorn spirit forms next to Tyne.
And then I will cast Healing Word on Opie.
Wait, doesn't the unicorn give us temporary hit points when it shows up, or am I thinking of something else?
No, you're right. Everyone
Bear.
get...
The bear gives HP.
Ah,
Okay.
The unicorn
Advantage
looks
on
like
all
a beetle.
ability checks.
But when I heal with the unicorn, everyone within its aura that I choose heals.
in that case, Lincoln's more damage than Opie.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I will cast mainly... Hold on, where is everything? Give me a second. Let me make an aura on the unicorn so I can see where to put it. Why is my auras not showing up? Does anyone else see the aura on the unicorn?
Nope.
Hang
Oh.
on.
Yeah, I don't. That's weird. No, he's got to talk.
Yeah.
Hang on. About now.
There we go.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, thank you. So, I will then just cast the main healing on... Where's Lincoln? There's Lincoln. Yeah. So, healing word... do you need at level 2?
No,
think?
no,
Okay.
because I'll get the bonus from Unicorn as well. Because it fucking doesn't say other creatures, it just says all creatures. This shit is ridiculously good.
I love it. It
It's amazing.
makes me so happy.
So, Lincoln gets
Time
6.
First.
Lincoln gets 6, and everybody who needs gets 4 as well.
Oh,
I'll take
fucking
4.
cracked, man. That unicorn is cracked.
Love it. Healers should be OP.
And that's my action and bonus action.
Very good. Opie, you are restrained.
Opie's gonna pull out a short sword and use the card that I forgot to draw for him to give himself advantage to cancel out the restrained disadvantage and attack this thing in front of him.
Sure.
Nope.
Yikes.
No, unfortunately not.
Nope.
Clangs off the stone exterior of the creature.
Goodbye, everyone. It was fun adventuring with you.
Restrain until the end of your next turn. Opie, I need one more saving throw con.
Oh, it's okay. He's gonna nail this one. Yeah, he did. 18.
Hell.
All right. You feel your body begin to be more mobile and lift as you're able to, whatever those slow effects that you felt against you begin to go away. You're able to move around again.
Wow, we guys, that was crazy.
That means Lincoln, you're up.
Lincoln's gonna move Hunter's Mark to the guy that's attacking Opie because he must protect the child.
Protect the child.
He's gonna move. Let's see. These guys move 10. We've seen them move 10, right?
Yeah, it looks like they're pretty slow, moving 10.
In that case, we should probably still protect the Auric. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna move away. I'm gonna move down here.
I can hold the front.
Okay, and I'm gonna just throw a dagger at this guy. 16.
16 just misses as it goes a little wide into the bush nearby.
17 that threshold.
Damn. There's some serious AC boys in this campaign.
It's like they're made of stone.
I think I'm done.
Okay. In that case, it is the ones up north. This one's gonna make another strength check to try and pull itself free from the vine work surrounding it. The DC for that again was what?
13.
13.
Yes.
Okay. Actually makes it, so it's able to rend itself free from the vine work. It's not dead, but it is still.
Nice.
It did use its action, so it's going to try and move out of the difficult terrain. 5. I don't know. Does that count when you're in difficult terrain and you move out of difficult terrain? Does that count as?
I don't remember. I always counted as not difficult terrain.
I was going to say I don't.
Out,
I feel like it shouldn't be. So 5, 10.
That's how we played it in the past.
It's going to step on this other one here. Just kind of walk through the rubble. This one here has got to move 5, 10. You can only move one space, and is going to try to attempt to make an attack on Forte.
Disadvantage, please.
Oh shit, with disadvantage? 13 versus AC.
Does not hit.
Right. You easily parry the sharp claws that come at you. And that is it for those two there, which means we go back up to the... Wait, nope, no we don't. It's Forte's turn.
The anvil. I'll take the dodge action again to keep shield wall up.
Sure.
Bonus action to try to slam the anvil into the one that just tried to attack me.
All right.
24.
24 will hit.
There we go.
So 1d8 plus 3 force. It's 9 force damage.
What does it look like when the anvil actually takes that one out?
Hell yeah.
Slams in the back of its head and decapitates it.
Its head is smashed into the back by the anvil, and its head just disconnects, cracking from the neck. And Forte, you do that thing where like you catch it in your hands and kind of bound it from one hand to the other for a second before just sort of like spiking it into the ground.
Next.
Anything else, Forte?
I will slide one over just to get in front of the one.
All right.
Put myself in between me and the Aurochs and the stone statue. That's it.
Okay. Sounds good to me. That means it's Professor Bark is up in your predator stealth form.
I love it and hate it. It's like it's invisible.
Want some candy?
Please.
Want some candy?
Please no. Blah, 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 blah. All right, let's go for acid splash. We'll do. So I hurled 2 potions at either of these stone mans left. Choose 2 within 5 feet of each other. Oh, never mind. No, I don't do that. I'm gonna use my advantage to make this easy and just do a fucking shillelagh on the guy next to me. I have advantage because I'm coming out of invisibility.
Shillelagh?
18 to hit.
18 hits.
Ta-da! Oh, suck. It does a total of 4 bludgeoning damage. It is magical because it's shillelagh.
Seems to hit it harder than the bolts do, at least, as you kind of crack into the shoulder of the thing with the shillelagh.
God damn it! I rolled a 1 on a d8.
Unfortunately.
Let's see, and I will go ahead and drop this guy to give myself 3 AC and run away. 2, 3.
Can this thing make an opportunity attack on you?
5. Yeah.
That is going to be 17 versus AC.
Boom, and that's what the card's for. 18 AC.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Swing and a miss.
Well, hello, everyone. There's some rather dangerous statues over there.
Okay, anything else, Professor Bart?
That'll be all for me.
All right. Ark still bucking its head, kicking in the dirt as the Stone Curse now go 5, 10. Is going to attack the Arks. Why not?
No. Moved.
That's going to hit as it digs its claws into the Ark for more damage. You can see blood kind of trickling from the Ark's head as the claws just sort of like clasping at its neck, at its face as the Arks is kind of frantically trying to pull away from it. And it's going to stay right there. This other one is going to attempt to attack Uncle Jimmy for 19 versus AC.
That's going to hit.
Yeah, a little kind of high on that one. That's going to be a total of as it catches you with its sharp claws for 11 points of slashing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, Uncle Jay ain't good on con saves. That's 11.
You are restrained as you feel your body seizing up a little bit, becoming slower.
Mm-hmm.
They are done though, and you're up, Uncle Jimmy. You are restrained.
What's what one of the 7 words that sounds exactly like that does that mean again? I just can't move away.
Zero speed.
Yeah,
zero
speed.
damage.
Yeah.
Disadvantage on attacks, disadvantage on dex saves.
That's funny because I have advantage because Opie's here, so I have disadvantage, but it balances out to just a regular attack.
Huh?
What do you have advantage?
Melee range. I have someone in melee range. Rogue.
That
Sneak
gives you
attack.
sneak attack, not advantage. Sneak attack works on advantage or if there's another player.
Yeah, from aim. I'm aiming.
Oh, that's not sneak attack then. That's not what you said.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I said rogue. I meant aim. It's the thing they get at level 3.
Gotcha.
Aim.
Steady aim. Yeah, there you go.
Steady aim. That's what it is. Sorry. So I'm going to take a action to aim and bonus action to attack, and nullify it. My speed becomes 0 for the turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, darn.
22, or just point blank shot you.
That's 14 piercing.
All right, very nice. You fire a bolt just directly into the chest of the stone creature ahead of you that slashed you with its claws. Anything else, Uncle Jimmy?
I tell Tyne, keep an eye on the orc.
All right. Give me one more con save, please.
So 13.
You turn and tell who is it? Forte or Lincoln to keep an eye on the arc?
Tyne.
Tyne to keep an eye on the arc, and you, as you do this, you kind of feel your body begin to even out as you are able to move again. Your strain condition ends.
All right.
Tyne, speaking of, you're up.
Yes. Who needs healing? If anyone.
We're all good.
I think we're all good except for the orc.
I guess. Oh, and the orc would have gotten 4 before also. So I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, that's
It
true.
was damage. That's
true.
Throw out a cantrip.
Yeah, I guess that is, I will produce flame and throw it at... Protect the child. This guy.
Protect the child.
17 hits.
It is 5 fire damage.
Nice. A ball of fire is chucked, hitting the creature as some of it catches a light of flame. Anything else, Time?
That's it.
Opie. What's Opie doing?
Yes, Opie. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna swing that short sword again. How about that? Cash me outside with this short sword. Opie's not feeling so great right now, guys.
Opie does not like short swords.
Opie doesn't like idiots. This
He's quite a warrior.
Yeah.
he's done. He's gonna be brave and stand next to his friends.
Okay, that sounds good. Makes sense. Lincoln, you're up, man.
Throw a fucking dagger at this guy. 20.
Hits.
That's gonna be 7 piercing and 10 psychic.
Okay, strong psychic, and with a 7 piercing. What does it look like when you take this thing out in front of Jimmy and Opie?
How about through the right eye, and then its head just kind of crumbles to dust.
Yeah, the psychic damage kind of like implodes its head. You just see its face just sort of like crumble inside as if some invisible force smashed it, and it collapses over, dead.
My bonus action. How's this one looking up here?
That one looks pretty intact, actually.
Okay, I'm gonna bonus action move Hunter's Mark to that one.
All right.
And I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15. And I think that'll be it.
Okay, with that, it is the Stone Curse up top turn. That just means this one that's above you, Forte, who's going to try and swing your way since you're just the one that is in front.
Yeah.
You're an easy target. It swings away with disadvantage. That's going to be a 16 versus AC.
It will miss.
All right. You parry the attack away. And that brings us to you. You're up.
Slide one over to try and engage them both.
Mm-hmm.
And there's damage on this one on my left.
It does look like there's a couple pock marks where you guys have damaged it, yes.
The anvil flies in.
Here, I'll move this out of the way.
Okay. For 9.
It's anvil,
yeah, it's gonna
man.
miss, unfortunately.
This anvil, I gotta learn how to control it. And I will use my action to dodge again to keep my shield wall.
All right. Very good. Professor Bark.
Don't worry, son. I've come to save the day. So I decide how I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
I should have taken more attack spells, turns out. Let's blast this guy with a flavor that is let's go with Shillelagh. I'll just get in there on him.
Shalala.
Oh, charge! Bam. Go, 25 to hit.
Hit.
Nice.
Hard.
Bam. There we go. 9 bludgeoning damage.
Very
It's
nice.
magical because I'm what a Shillelagh.
You smash into it. Several chunks of its body go flying off from a strong attack.
Yeah, get out here. And then I'll move back. I still have that plus 3 AC.
Very good. Anything else, Professor Bark?
That'll be it. Once I count my movement one more time. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Woo! That will be it.
All right. The oryx is kicking dust around, throwing its horns up in the air, slower.
Oh no.
You all look over and notice the oryx has come to a standstill as its body has turned to stone.
Uh-oh.
That's not
good.
Oh, I get it. It's the stone garden.
Jimmy, shut the fuck up.
The stone creatures turn. The one to the left of Forte now swings at you, Forte. Is that disadvantage as well?
Disadvantage, please.
All right, with that, I gotta roll another time. Okay, that's still gonna be relatively strong at 16 versus AC.
Miss.
All right, still doesn't hit. Good stuff. We roll back up to the top. Uncle Jimmy. We'll wrap things up after this. I know we're late.
You know what I just said? Hey, forget about it. I'm gonna take 1, 2, a tree, and take 2 shots at this guy.
Mm-hmm.
2 shots. 2 shots. Crit.
Oh, baby.
There it is.
Oh,
That's yeah.
Exploded.
that didn't roll crit.
There you go.
24.
Lord.
Roll a D8, D6 rather. It didn't roll the crit.
Yeah,
You
extra
can't be
D,
kidding me.
extra D6.
You just roll another d6.
24 plus 3 is 27 damage.
Just
27
27.
overall. Okay. Its legs are nearly shaved off by a volley of crossbow fire from Uncle Jimmy kind of running in. Still stands, but just barely.
Just one.
Oh, bonus action attack with the crossbow. So 15.
Just misses, unfortunately.
That's fine. You already did what you needed to do.
You already got 2
I
attacks.
think you did enough.
All right. Anything else on Jimmy? Otherwise, time is up.
I'm going to help relieve the damage being dealt to my party member. Move over here.
All right. Very good. Tyne, you're up.
Does anyone need any healing? I don't think so.
I could use a little. I took 11 damage.
Easy enough. Cast another healing word. Uncle Jimmy gets 8 healing plus anyone who needs. If anyone needs, you all get 4, including the Auroch if it still has a need for it.
It is a stone statue now.
Structure HP.
That's it.
All right. That means Opie's up.
Well, shit. Opie's pretty torn up about this Auroch turning to stone.
Yeah.
What have they done to my friend, guys?
You sons of bee stings, I'll kill all of you. He's gonna shoot a bow at this guy.
Mhm.
Actually, no, he's gonna shoot a bow at this guy. This is the last one that attacked the Auroch, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
18.
18 hits.
And plus a d6. Oh, I can't roll it from here? Really? I gotta go back to... Man.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. So that's gonna be 12 piercing damage to it.
Okay, solid damage. You fire a solid shot with the bow, Opie, connecting with the one that recently attacked the Aurochs.
That's all you got?
Lankin, you're up.
I'm gonna throw a dagger at this guy. Nope. I'm gonna offhand throw a dagger at that same guy.
Yep.
Hey!
Hey, that'll just hit.
It's gonna be 5 piercing and 6 psych.
It catches your bone shard right in the neck as its head flops off. It is done.
Nice. I don't have an extra bonus action to boot my hunter's mark, so I am done.
That was going to be its turn next, but you have failed it. Forte, you're up.
Okay, we're going to try the magical anvil again. Please strike true. That's an 8.
It's gonna miss, unfortunately.
Bonus action to dodge again, or main action to dodge again.
Sure.
I've used my turn. Thank you.
Hey, you've been the wall of force. This is good. Professor Bark, you're up.
That's all I'm set up to do.
Excuse me.
You step over the rubble of rocks and hands.
I'm a professor.
Okay.
22 to hit.
That hits.
Does 6 bludgeoning damage.
All right, you smash
Magical.
into it for 6. Seems much more potent than the ranged piercing attacks that are hitting some of these things.
And is Jimmy full health?
Yes.
Sweet. That will end my turn.
The Aurochs is a garden decoration. It is the Stone Curse turn. It turns to you, Professor Bark, and attempts to attack.
Your mother was a pebble.
17 versus AC.
Is a hit.
You're going to take 15 points of slashing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Christ on a cracker. Constitution. 15.
Okay, yeah, you feel all right other than taking a nasty slash against your chest from this creature.
One more time, you said 15 damage?
Yes.
Alright, sweet.
Uncle Jimmy, you are up now.
Yeah, about that. The usual, 2 shot.
Mm-hmm.
2 shots.
Yeah, Jimmy 2 shot. So
18 hits.
13.
Is that enough to kill it?
Oh, sorry, 12.
It is close. You see the creature just hanging on by a thread.
What's your name? Jimmy One Shot?
Oh, Jimmy 1 crit.
Uh-oh.
Make an attack roll as Forte is kind of right in front of you. With probably disadvantage because Forte is.
Disadvantage.
I am dodging.
Yeah.
Woo! Miss.
Okay.
That's 12.
You hear the sound of the bolt like coming past your ears, Forte, but the shot misses you, and unfortunately, the Stone Curse.
Whoa!
That's it.
All right. Tyne, you're up. Seems like there's one left, and it is not looking great.
So
But
die.
it sounded like my friend Professor Bark got hurt. So I'm going to cast Healing Word on him.
Nice.
For 8 healing plus 4 for anyone who needs it in the party.
And I'm just like that. I'm back to full, baby.
You know just how to inspire a man.
He just takes a long drag in this pipe.
All right. That means Opie is up.
Opie can finally use his bow again. He's gonna roll. Oh, Opie. Oh, Opie. Opie's done.
Opie's rage filling his eyes, fires a shot at the Stone Curse that has turned the Aurochs into a statue, but the shot goes wide.
Yeah, what's the bow version of just like shooting a whole clip into the air?
Lincoln, you're up then.
Bonus action, move Hunter's Mark to the last Stone Curse. And hiya! It's a miss. Next.
Do it again.
No, I use my bonus to move the Hunter's Mark.
All right. That means Forte's up.
I'm gonna gamble here. I'm gonna use my main attack with my hammer, and I'll bonus action to swing with the spiritual weapon.
You've been playing defensive this whole time, Forte, but you've seen your teammates get cut into. You've seen the arc turn to stone. You're now pissed. You switch to be offensive, smashing into the stone creature with your warhammer. What does it look like when you, lowering your defenses and swinging away with your warhammer, take this thing down?
So it is an uppercut, and pieces of it go flying off into the distance like a golf swing.
Yeah, you connect right into the neck and shoulders of the creature as its body is not only flung up into the air, but the whole top portion of it is just sort of blasted away into these pieces from the impact of the warhammer that knocks a bunch of it. Everyone can kind of hear the sound of a variety of stone pieces kind of falling into the nearby grassy areas as each of the pieces fall down. You have successfully what appears to be taken down the stone-like creatures that have surrounded this area.
Hey, you know what? The orc might be stone cold, but we won the royal rubble. What do you think, huh?
Yeah.
It's perfect, dude.
Our beast of burden is dead.
No, we can bring him back. We got some. You guys got magic and all that stuff, right?
Not that.
You each look over at the RX, seeing that it is in the middle of what would look like a just sort of like angry tirade. It's one of its feet is in the air, its head thrown up, its horns up, pointed towards the sky. But unfortunately, its entire body is now made of stone. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Pretty good cliffhanger.
Yeah. Thank you guys for playing with me. It was nice to finally get back. I missed Amanda, but it was nice to have the rest of the team after a week of not having some D&D. I don't like it. I need more of it. We'll come back next week and do some more of this. yeah, right to my veins. Shove it down my gullet. Thank you everybody for hanging out in the chat. Thank you so much, the Witch and Smith. Thank you, Grotto, for the follows. Thank you, Catchy, for the raid. That was so nice of you. Thank you, Oil Skeleton, for the gifted subs. I hope you all had fun watching as the players continued to explore the map and engage in things. What happens now that their mount is a solidified garden decoration, we'll have to find out next session, hopefully with Amanda along the ride with us next time. But thank you all so much. I really do appreciate it. Before we head out, I'm going to see if I can't go find us a nice D&D streamer who is live so we can raid them. I always want to remember to do that. And let's go Dungeons and Dragons.
Man, Amanda's going to kill us.
We
Adventurers Pack is streaming.
Who's
Cool
that?
story, bro.
Adventurers Pack.
back, yeah.
Adventurers Pack?
Yes.
Like I carry a pack
Just
on my back?
Yeah. PACK. Yeah. Exactly as it
Okay.
sounds.
Adventurers Pack. There we go. We're going to go raid Adventurers Pack just so that some of you who are still up and at 'em and want some more D&D are going to be able to have the opportunity to check that out. Thank you all so much. Make sure and check out my new schedule Monday. Come play with me as we prep up for some more D&D and do some other stuff throughout the week. And we'll come back Friday evening for more D&D. This time, 1 hour earlier, 8 p.m. So those of you who enjoy watching, but it runs a little late for you, will have a little opportunity to get a little more time to watch D&D without it being super late when we get done with. It's all late for us too, so it's going to be beneficial for everybody. So thank you all so much. Drink plenty of water, stretch your legs out there, have lots of fun. I will catch you all next time. Goodbye, everybody!
Goodbye.
One of the players Robbie played with got carried away and killed him.
That's kind of far out.
Mazes and Monsters is a far-out game. Swords, poison, spells, battles, maiming, killing.
Hey, it's all imagination.
Is it?